closed from 7-Eleven?
I bought a hat.
7-Eleven is really starting to be like Sam's.
Right?
No, for real. They took over.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I had
Over.
mad shots. When I went to the 7-Eleven to get a taquito, and I was like,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that hat looks kind of dope. I want that shit. And then I sobered up.
No, you must.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say you had
when
to drunk.
I sobered up,
buying clothes from 7-Eleven.
No. Well, I'm like 10 shots in, bro. I go to 7-Eleven and go, I like this hat.
You bought it?
I just
Yeah, no. But you had to be drunk if you bought it.
And I woke up the next morning and threw that shit in the corner.
Shaking my head.
I said, damn.
Nigga, you better come into this podcast next week with that hat on.
Bro, that hat, I don't even know what a hat is. I threw that shit in the corner. I haven't seen it. Unless
I need to see this like in real time.
I'll show you, bro. When I find it. At some point.
Yeah. Alright, man. Yo,
You guys gotta move over a little bit.
oh yeah, of course. No, man.
Oh, sweet. You told me to move over this way.
Yeah, no, we're just starting a little late just because we got technical difficulties with the system.
Where's Colin at?
Yeah, man, this nigga said he was coming through, but he said that he had to work a little earlier,
Yeah.
and he said he was
Oh,
gonna
scoot
come
over.
through anyways.
Oh, my fault.
Let's go. Left, right?
You guys just gotta stay in the middle as much as possible.
Damn, yo, we breaking all types of COVID restrictions and shit.
Your boy Turk wasn't lying. Wait, can we just move the table back?
Yo, Alex, man, if I start sneezing, man, I'm fucking.
Oh, we can't? Oh, okay.
I mean, you guys just gotta squeeze together just like a little bit more. It's perfect.
These two?
Nigga, we got no space.
Oh, y'all,
You
okay.
guys can move over just a little bit.
Yup.
Perfect.
I would say, we're
Yup, you guys are perfect.
It's just like
Alright.
a team huddle or some shit.
I know, right?
You guys are good.
Alright.
Oh, wait, they should do a mic check, too. Yeah, I should do a mic check.
Yeah.
It's also...
Testicles 1, 2.
The switch is off.
Testicles 1, 2.
Hey, Wally, the switch is off.
Huh?
Switch is off.
Oh.
Oh, no, it's on.
No,
my bad.
It's on.
You 10 shots in today too, nigga? Shit.
I might have. I just came out of work. It looks off
said
from over here.
might be.
10 shots and shit. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, we good. Everything was straight?
Yeah.
Everything was straight? Alright. Hold on. Why was that?
Somebody's going off on the phone.
So way more advanced to double yin ya dance had a brick of yay.
I mean, I try not to put it all the way up. Yeah, because like when you listen back, that shit sounds way too much.
Yeah, keep that phone volume down.
Yeah, exactly. I might just skip the music intro.
Alright.
Yeah.
Who's Allison Felix married to?
Oh,
Allison Felix. Kenny Furley, she's a runner.
Alright, Joe. Yo, Alex, we good?
Yeah, you guys are good.
Alright, Joe. Something with the jack. Whatever, anyways. Welcome to the Keep It a Buck podcast, man. It's your boy Jonathan Trollins, the light skinned Messiah.
It's your boy Rel, what up?
And we got special guests this week, man. We got the pregame. What's good, man? Introduce yourselves.
Go ahead, Queen Bree.
Brianna.
That's it?
You know me. If you don't, you don't.
Okay.
Alright.
Coming out
Okay.
spicy. This is Wole, co-host and founder of the Pregame podcast. We happy to be here. It's a long time coming for this collaboration. Colin, where you at?
Word.
Old ass Negro.
You said you was coming, bro. What's up? I know you had to go to the plantation, but you said you was going to
Oh
come
man,
through. You know, but hey, you know what? Cotton,
you guys are real friends, cause
Cotton ain't gonna
shit.
pick itself, you know what I'm saying?
Lord have mercy. Lord. Colin, I don't co-sign that part, but you guys are real friends in real life, so you can talk to each other like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's part of the, that's part of the homie package, you know what I'm saying? That's
Word.
part of the homie subscription,
Word.
you know?
He would definitely be a Phil slave,
No
100%.
bullshit.
There's no doubt about it.
that's a fact. And his work hustle? Oh man, nigga, there would be no cotton to pick.
Mhm.
Man. Shit, it'd be hard to live up back then.
He
Man.
said he'll be the holes of slaves. He said
Yeah.
he'll be the zero of slaves.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Yep.
Yo. Hey, you already know, man. This is another week of definitely unwanted and unfiltered opinions. What is it? How's everybody doing, man?
Yeah, I can't complain. You know, just got off work. You already know.
Yeah, no, we all did.
That's a fact.
If you over 20 something and you didn't just get off of work and it's like 5 o'clock, there's something fucking wrong with you.
Period.
Unless you're
Nah,
going
you at work.
unless you're already at work or going into work.
Oh, you doing third
Could be
shift?
different.
I ain't gonna lie.
Word. But you know, we got a bunch of people, especially in our generation, that you know.
Yeah, ain't
Don't want to
shit.
go to work?
Yeah,
Nah, they get
shit.
that stimmy. They
Nah,
got that
they
stimmy.
was like that
They
before
riding that
stimmy,
shit.
nigga. They
Yeah,
was like that
I know.
before stimmy,
But
bro.
now they
They
definitely
was like that
going.
before that.
They definitely going now.
Yeah, because they got an excuse now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing?
I'm doing all right, brother. It's been a good week. It's almost a weekend, so, you know, shout outs to that. We're just happy to be here. I haven't listened to an episode of Keep It a Buck in a minute, so it's going to be interesting to be a member of
Yeah,
a guest
be
of
in
a
it.
guest of the show.
Yeah.
Because I think the last episode I listened to was like in the 50s, and that was a long time ago. And you and Kyle was still very raw, so
Yeah.
and you're very raw still. So let's see how this shit go.
Yeah.
Let's see how this shit go.
That's never, that hasn't changed. We polished up a little bit, but yeah, we still raw.
Mm-hmm.
Good quiet taste, like like beer.
Yeah.
And shit.
Word. But yeah, doing good, man. Just working, staying out of trouble, doing my community thing, still doing the jokes.
That's
Got a
right.
bunch of shows coming up this month. You know, just grinding, man.
That's right.
Nice.
Working. That's what I'm saying. Stay busy.
Yes, sir.
100%, man. So why don't you tell the audience, how you came up with pregame before we get into any topics or anything.
Got you. So the pregame podcast was originally myself, my cousin Lavelle, who is no longer a part of the crew, a part of the podcast crew, and my man Thompson. Thompson was a sporadic member. We started back in 2014. So we've been potting for going on 8 years. So we're gonna be recording our 234th episode tomorrow night. So blessed to have that. But we have.
I was trying to give you a proper, congratulations and shit.
Just white people. Just white people
shit.
soft clap.
You know what? The soundboard is gonna be off for this episode.
Yeah, gotta figure that out, big dog. But yeah, so we started in 2014. It was an idea we came up with when I was in college in 2011. 2014, I said, you keep talking about this podcast, bro. We're gonna buy equipment and get it started or what? So I did a couple quick Google searches, figured out what we needed to get it done. Laptop, microphone, headset. Bought that stuff. We started recording. We've been going ever since. Bree joined the pod 2 years ago. Almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We were both on the campaign team for Kobe Dennis when he was running for mayor. I invited her and another member of that team to come on as guests. She enjoyed it. I invited her to come back the following week, and she's been on the crew ever since. And now she's my co-host, my road dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
All
So
right.
we've been smoking shit ever since.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
So Bree, why don't you tell them your experience?
Share yourself.
No, I just
It's a safe space.
here's what happened, how I joined the podcast. I came the first time and I was like, my sister and I used to have a lot of different conversations. And we used to debate different topics, whether it was through a written form or a verbal form. And we used to just write on the topic and then switch papers. We're getting different opinions. I see what you had there, I see what you say there, that types of things. And I write poetry and perform poetry. I got a chance to go on a podcast and I was like, am I really comfortable with my voice? And I listened to the first episode and I was like, I'm comfortable there. So my voice is not uncomfortable. Let me see what this is about. And then you got the topics, and we was cool already. We've known each other since 2014. So we was cool already. We was just on the campaign together, and I was like, why did I have no idea you had a podcast? So I'm gonna blame him for that.
There's no one to
You're on the
blame.
bus, bro.
We were acquaintances. We did AmeriCorps the same year, and we were part of this initiative that AmeriCorps makes every member who's in a program for that year do a thing called Justice Talks. I don't know if it still exists, but that it existed back then. And she was at one site, I was at another. We were placed in the same group, and we met once a week for 6 weeks to talk about different social justice initiatives and historical events that happened in like the civil rights movement and shit like that. And we were in the same group, her and myself, my sister Star, and like a couple other random people that were also in America at the time. But me, Bree, and the Star were the standouts out of the group because we were the only people of color in the group, and we were the only people that knew what we. Yeah, exactly. And we were
Well spoken.
Yeah, and we were the only folks who kind of knew some of the material that we discussed in those conversations with the other, non-people of color that were part of those groups.
The white folks.
Yeah. So that's how we got reconnected. But Bree's, she from Prov. I've seen her around before then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we just were never formally
Probably small
acquainted.
too.
Yeah.
Shit, you
First
bound
of all,
to see
it's
somebody
tiny.
You don't know at least like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
This is the type of place where you could see somebody as a kid and be reintroduced to them as an adult.
Yep.
No, that's a fact.
Absolutely.
100%. And that's how we got formally acquainted was Justice Talks back in 2014.
Oh,
So.
okay. No, that's dope. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Do you ever kind of get like used to hearing yourself? Like, cause I've been doing like stand up and like podcasts and everything, and like I've gotten used to hearing my voice, but I still kind of like sometimes I don't like it. It just gets weird in a way sometimes.
You know what's crazy? You're your biggest critic.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
pretty much it.
if you can listen to yourself and be able to like tolerate how you sound
Yeah,
and
your
soon
voice and everything.
start to think more about how you speak and to make sure you sound how you want to sound
Yeah.
and like make that change, the closer you are to being able to accept your full self. So if I can sit and I can listen to myself on a podcast every week, we don't record for short lengths of time.
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's just be 2 hours plus. But
Yeah.
it's 2 hours of like vivid content that you could see. You feel like you're part of the conversation.
That's what makes it good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So when I, what was I saying? My bad. When I think about what it looks like, what it sounds like to listen to my voice, I have no choice but to get comfortable with that. If I want to get to where I need to be in life, which is full acceptance of myself.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
Sorry.
That
Nah,
sound
it's
good?
all good. It's all
You answered the
good.
question. What's there to apologize for?
Yeah, nah, you doing you. That's what you do on podcasts. You just bring your personality to the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100%, man. So, were you like into podcasts before you did a podcast?
So podcasts weren't really a big thing. There was only a couple guys that were doing it. Shout out to Combat Jack, rest in peace.
Piece of pioneer.
And Joe Rogan. Those are the only 2 guys that were podcasting that were actually making money doing this shit.
Yeah.
And that actually had an impact. And they basically, Combat Jack created this culture because he was a hip hop attorney for folks who are, uninitiated. And he was in the industry for more than 2 decades before he decided to switch over and do media. And he would bring on very, very esteemed hip hop artists and have talks about contracts, what hip hop was like at the beginning in the 80s and blah, 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 blah. When hip hop was commercialized and it became the Combat Jack podcast was the first hip hop podcast. So, me and my cousin used to listen to Combat Jack, Joe Rogan, all that shit at the very, very beginning. And we wanted to create our own lane for that and add our own personality, our own take and flavor to it. And that's what we did. There was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of ebbs and flows, but that's what happens, and there were
everything.
exactly. And so right now I like where Rhode Island is in terms of the podcast scene. My ultimate goal with podcasting is to bring everyone together under one umbrella, sort of like in an app,
Like a network.
yeah, basically, like what Charlamagne did. Like there needs to be like a Rhode Island podcast network, and I wanna get that going if I can.
No, facts.
It's gonna be tough because podcasters have big egos. Their personality is
yeah.
the motherfuckers.
You know how hard it is to get comedians together.
100%.
Shit, you know?
Exactly, because everyone thinks they're the best, and rightfully so. But like, if we're gonna monetize this from a state perspective, because I think there's a lot of great things happening in the 401, we gotta swallow some of that ego and come to the table, ready to work, ready to do our part, and ready to like really turn this into a business because there's too many to name. This is like the 8th podcast that I've been a guest on.
Wow.
In like 3 years. So I can name like 5 off the top. I can name Keep It a Buck. I can name Spark Up. I can name fucking Stupid Dogs. I can name freaking Please Delete This. There's Franchise Report. There's mad podcasts, bro. What Are We Even Talking About podcast, the a Tribe Called Simeon podcast. There's mad podcasts that are local. So we just gotta, I would love to unify all of us and do like a nerd podcast convention or some shit.
I know what
And
you're
everyone
talking
come
about.
together, man. It could be some small shit, but like I would love to see that because there's so many people doing great shit. There's all female podcasts that are grinding. There's, you know what I mean? There's you guys that are grinding. So that's my ultimate goal with this shit, is to get it to a place where everyone in Rhode Island, we all are guests on each other's podcast.
Yeah,
we have
help each other out.
we have a forum where we speak to each other and run different, because we talk about the same shit. The topic
That's a
list,
fact.
the
Right.
topic list that you have is what we're gonna be. 90% of that shit is what we're talking about tomorrow when you're a guest on our shit. So it makes no sense for us to not collaborate more. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. It's the same topics. We all just share different viewpoints or opinions and perspectives and shit.
Yep,
But
100%.
100%, I think everybody kind of I'm not gonna say everybody, but I think if you're a businessman and you're creative, we all thought about having our own network or just a comedy network or a podcast network
Yep.
where it's just everybody can just come together, man, because there's so much food out here.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
There's a buffet.
Yeah, for sure. And this is taking over. Podcast is the thing right now. Podcasts are trending. I mean,
It's the new mixtape.
there's over 5 million podcasts nationally.
Yeah,
Easy.
that's a fact.
You know what I mean? And that's lowballing it.
Everybody got a podcast.
Legit.
You can walk by somebody and he got a podcast. Don't even fucking know it. Everybody got a podcast.
Yep.
I wanted to get into this before it kind of played out. You know what I'm saying?
While it was trending. Or
Yeah, while it was on the uprise.
You want to be an early adapter.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything, when people see that it's hot or it's there's some value in it, everybody wants to jump into it.
Of course.
And then
When it's trendy.
Yeah, especially there's people that have no business jumping into it too. So it's just I wanted to you know what? Let's get into this now because I see where this is going.
Yeah.
Because podcasting is pretty much almost taking over TV and everything.
Yeah.
And shit.
So what do you guys think about the podcast being oversaturated?
I mean, go ahead, Bree. Go ahead, Bree. Go
You
ahead,
want to
girl.
flip a coin?
I think that that would be like saying the music industry is
Right.
oversaturated.
Yep.
What's great is going to stand out. That would be like saying A-list actors is being overpopulated. No, if you're actually gonna do something, the goal is to stand out, and the more competition, the more you stand out.
If
That's
you're
true.
good. If you're
you're
great
good.
and people like your shit.
But I mean,
That's a fact.
you guys have you're talking about a network, a bunch of people, and I know there's a lot of egos. So when you talk about someone who's really high up versus people who are trying to get together, trying to get together,
Yup.
there's always gonna be why is he here? Why is she there? They're not popping like us. How would you
Yeah.
address those type of ego clashes? What type of
Somebody-
That's something for Eagles. Go ahead, address the Eagles.
My dick!
Like-
I mean, it's all about for me, because there's mad podcasts that popped up after I started the pregame. There was a lot of people that tried to do stand up after I started doing stand up.
Right.
And my ego will tell me, yo, Ole, why is all of a sudden there's 19 black dudes that you knew that had no interest in doing stand up, all of a sudden they're on stage.
Of course.
And obviously that's the first place my brain goes to. But then when I see them do the craft on stage, I soon realize, without even addressing them for biting my shit or trying to copy what I'm doing,
Yeah.
I find out just by how they perform that they're not on my level.
Yo,
Right.
So
talk
there's
that
nothing
shit,
to,
talk
there's
that shit.
there's nothing
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing
Yeah.
there's nothing to worry about
bro.
when it comes to
them
that.
know.
Right.
Because no, it's not even being cocky. It's just I know
No.
what I know.
Confidence.
I know what it. No. I just know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not even confidence, bro. I get validated from people who are strangers when I perform on the show all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not my friends that are telling me great job.
Yeah,
They
that
always
is-
tell me great
yeah,
job,
yeah.
but they're my friends.
Exactly.
They're supposed to gas me
Absolutely.
up. They're supposed
Absolutely.
to
You're
support
supposed
me.
to be
That's
honest.
part of the
Absolutely.
friendship package.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
yes, but if I'm whack, they'll tell me, and I'll be like, cool. But strangers be like, oh man, you did a great job, and it's never people that look like us. It's always
Yeah.
white people.
Right.
And if I can make white
In the
people laugh,
circus? Yeah,
bruh,
yeah,
it's,
in
you know
the
what I mean?
circus,
So
yeah.
the podcast thing, like there being so many, that doesn't bother me. I love that.
Yeah.
Because I want everybody to be able to express themselves. And if this is the one medium where everybody can do that, you don't have to be the most talented spoken word artist. You don't have to be the most talented comedian. You don't have to be the most lyrical miracle rapper. You don't have to be the fucking most vocal singer.
Right.
All you have to do is know how to be the best version of yourself when you're in front of this mic. And if there's 100 podcasts in Providence that are doing that shit, I'll be a guest on every single one of them, and I'll bring them onto my shit too. It's
There
not
you
a
go.
problem.
Leave your ego at the door. Huh?
Absolutely.
You know the only thing that
Just-
can cut a diamond? You know what cuts diamonds
What cuts
the
diamonds?
easiest?
What's that?
Diamonds.
Another diamond.
I was
Of
just
course.
thinking that,
But no, I'm just like worried about, you know, like with all these
Yeah, man.
podcasts is
Wish I could do
my
anything
thing is
for
the
that.
stability. I care more about stability than anything.
Yeah, man.
To be honest with you, like if a building's not made properly, it will fall.
Yeah.
So when you have this network, not all I care about. I want you guys to succeed,
Oh, of course.
but I'm always worried about stability.
Oh, of course, and as you should, man. That's just an idea too.
Right,
by the way.
right, of course.
There's no way it's gonna. I mean, there's no way that
It's gonna work
It's not. It's
perfectly.
not even. I haven't even had a conversation with anybody yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, we don't need all of them to be on board. We could start with 5.
True.
You know what I mean? It could be the pregame, keep it a buck, please delete this, spark up, and one other podcast. It don't have to be all 20 of them at once.
Right.
Fuck that. Because not everyone's going to
Actually,
believe in the vision.
It can't be. That's the thing. It
Yeah.
can't
Right,
be
right,
all
yeah,
that.
I know that.
Everybody's dedication is different.
Yep.
So when you say what you said, what I thought about was the fact that, you know, a table doesn't stand on one leg unless there's something underneath it,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
So like, you wouldn't build a house on a weak foundation.
Of course not.
So
Yep.
if you talk about getting into something like that and making a market or doing something like that, you have to understand that there's has to be strength at the base
Right.
before there can be strength anywhere else.
Right.
Because the shingles are way weaker than the cement at the bottom of a house.
Of course.
Word.
I
Foundation
feel you.
got to be strong, man.
Bars, man.
I like that.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's
Okay.
a fact, man. That's dope shit, man. You know what? Let's get into the first topic. Yeah, let's get into the first topic. Hey, Alex, can you play the Damon Wayans clip? The versus clip. Because I haven't been able to ask another comedian this kind of question. Like, how would a comedy versus battle do?
Interesting.
I think it has a match though. I think Damon Wayans and
Have you been watching Versus?
No, I have not.
You haven't got into Versus?
No, do they do it with comedians?
They should, right?
Who would you go against?
Chappelle?
You would go against Chappelle?
I'm calling them out.
Oh, you heard it on this show. You're calling out Dave Chappelle.
Versus Damon Wayne.
Oh, man.
Somebody get Timberland and Swizz Beatz on the phone right now, please.
I'm on the phone line right now.
Now, let me ask you, have you been watching Versus?
No, I have not.
You haven't got into Versus?
No, do they do it with comedians?
They should, right?
Who would you go against?
Chappelle?
You would go against Chappelle?
I'm calling them out.
Oh, you heard it on this show. You're calling out Dave Chappelle.
Versus Damon Wayne.
Oh, man.
Somebody get Timberland and Swizz Beatz on the phone right now, please.
I'm on the phone line right now.
Now, let me ask you, have you been watching Versus?
No, I have not.
You haven't got into Versus?
No, do they do it with comedians?
They should, right?
Who would you go against?
Wait, oh, no. All right, so what do y'all think about a comedy versus battle?
You go first, bro. You had a good take.
Okay. I feel like when it comes to comedy versus, they have to match. Like for example, like I don't see styles for styles. Like I don't
Just like
see
the music.
I don't see Dave Chappelle as like a battle comedian. I'm pretty sure he got jokes for days on people. And also Damon Wayans. I know Damon Wayans got a family like 11, and I know he roasting, but
Yeah.
that type of comedy is more like like not directed at people exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
More like
yeah.
personal experiences. That would work. I don't think Mike Epps and Dave Chappelle would work. You know what I mean? Because I feel like Mike Epps would just end up coming at Dave, you know?
Yeah, no. The thing is, like, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what is it? Like in hip hop, like not like you might think like some of the lyrical dudes.
Yeah.
It's like yo, you can't fuck with them, but some of these dudes aren't battle tested.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's not their thing.
Mhm.
They'll get eat up by a guy who is more battle tested, but he's not as lyrically sharp.
Exactly. Yeah.
as the
Yeah.
other dude. This should be seen this many times in hip hop. But when it came to like when I heard that, I was just like comedy versus battle. Like, how would the format be? Like, would it be like roasting or would it be
Right.
like
Yeah. Set for set.
story for story? Like, would it be like, I don't know, bit for bit?
It's the same thing as it is with music.
Go ahead.
It's,
Speak it. Speak, cuz.
Speak, queen.
it's the same thing as it would be with music. It's your best joke. So whether it's a reference back to a movie that you were in, the crowds, oh, I remember that. That's what you want.
That would be
So
funny.
it can't be a roasting back and forth. It has to be, I'm a classic. You're claiming to be a classic. Let's see who's really classic and universal. So like, when I think about a battle, you could say it'd be Dave Chappelle and Damon Wayans, but then we talk about movies then, because they have to be movie lines at some point for them to connect, and then things from stand up and stuff like that. But the only reason why I think it would be a debate between the two is because the Wayans family has a lot of notable movies,
That's a fact.
whereas Dave Chappelle doesn't have as many notable movies.
Nah, that's true. And just Damon Wayans himself,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep. So I mean I agree along the lines of what Bree's saying. For them two guys, it would be a sketch battle. It wouldn't be like it probably be some movie scenes in there too, but because of where Damon is from and like how he came up in the industry, it would be sketches versus sketches. Dave Chappelle has two of the best seasons of sketch comedy of all time, but also in Living Color
Exactly.
it's the foundation for
The blueprint.
literally. And Damon has like 6 or 7 iconic characters and sketches with those characters that'll pretty much, he's gonna get Dave Chappelle out of here if it were to ever happen. Like, I'm never gonna disrespect the Wayans. We were talking about this last week on the podcast. Marlon Wayans was on the Breakfast Club and he came at Charlemagne and Wendy Williams in the past for coming at his older sister Kim, because Marlon, yeah, shout out to Kim Wayans. She's the youngest of the 10, and their mother passed away last year, and that's kind of what got Marlon back on stage to do some stand up or whatever. But Damon got Homie the Clown. He's one of the men in film.
Handyman.
He's got Handyman. He's got so many fucking iconic characters, bruh. And the sketches, I mean, it was 7 seasons of In Living Color. He was the standout. Like, he was the standout.
Yeah, it was 5.
I don't care, huh?
It was 5.
Yeah, he was the standout all 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Because I think the first 2 seasons, Sean was the DJ, and then the third and above, he was a member of the cast.
Yeah,
But like,
Marlon came in like, I think season 4.
yeah, at the very, very end. But like, Damon, that was his show. That was him and Keenan's show. You know what I mean? Well, Jamie Foxx and David Allen Greer and Tommy Davidson as well. Those 5 brothers they set the stage, huh?
I'm adding Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
yes, Jim Carrey for sure. And then also sister that was on the second Cosby show, the black woman, the daughter, she was funny as fuck too.
They were all funny.
It was
all
legendary, bro. It's
You know what I'm
legendary.
saying?
So I think if it happens, which I don't think Dave wants that smoke. I really don't
Hear
think
that, Dave? They're calling you out.
Listen, I'm not calling out shit. Damon called him out. I'm a nobody. I'm just a nigga from Providence. But I think Dave is aware of who Damon is. He knows who the win. He knows. Like, Damon is one of the best
He's
stand-ups.
sleeping under a fucking rock.
Yeah, bruh. He just minds his business. He doesn't do the Hollywood thing.
What is it, Dave Chappelle? I just seen like he was doing stand up, and this was like an earlier one, and he was talking about like when he seen Damon Wayans doing stand up and how much like he admired him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Damon Wayans he's a GOAT.
Bro,
You watched the Comedy Store documentary?
I have not.
Oh, now go check that out. All 4 episodes, man.
Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it streaming? Showtime?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that on my Hulu Plus as an add-on. I'll check
And,
that out this
before-
weekend.
Yeah, before he got to In Living Color, and him and Keenan used to hit that spot hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that at that point, yeah, the Comedy Store, man, that was just like, well, all the legends, man, young, new, old, veterans, they all worked this shit out.
Everybody,
Yeah.
bro. Everybody.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Robin
one of the
Williams,
spots
those
on the
guys. Yep, for sure. For sure. But yeah, Damon wins
You got
that.
Damon?
Hell yeah.
Damon?
It's
Ooh, he said skit.
I can't-
sketches.
I can't say
Well,
anything with a Dave Chappelle
Look,
mask
well,
on.
here's the thing here.
I kind of look flip floppy and
Look.
shit.
Damon got some skits for he got some skits for days.
Damon just
Chappelle got
jokes.
some quality skits though, man. Chappelle got some skits.
They both have quality skits.
Quality. Yeah, no, but I mean, like, because Damon's been doing it for longer. We got good skits and a lot of skits.
All right, you know what? Fuck all that. How about we just do this? Check off the boxes.
Okay.
Stand up. Damon or Dave?
Dave. Not by much, but
You haven't seen Damon. I can tell. I'm going Damon.
You got Damon?
I'm going Damon.
No, I'm not saying Damon's.
I'm
I'm not
going
saying Damon's
Damon.
a slouch. I don't think Damon's a slouch.
I'm
in
going
one
Damon.
bit.
All
Like,
three of his specials, man, hit.
bruh, I'm going Damon. I'm going Damon. It took Chappelle to do 6 to even be in the conversation. That's the way I look at this from a comedic historian standpoint, because I've studied the Wayans family. I studied Eddie Murphy. That's my father. I will die on that fucking hill. I studied Mac. I studied Fox. I've studied fucking Pryor, Robin Williams, fucking George Carlin. These guys, they're in a different class. When I think of Damon Wayans, the same way the new generation marvels at Dave Chappelle, like the 20 to 25-year-olds marvel at Chappelle, or 18 to 25.
Yeah.
That's the same way I look at Damon Wayans, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock. Like, those guys are like here, and Chappelle is right beneath them. These guys are like 1A, Chappelle is 1B. And then when we talk about Kevin Hart and Mike Epps and all them niggas, they're easily like tier. They're like tier 2, tier 3. It's not even close. It's not even close.
I got you. No, it's not that they're back mean. It's just those guys are so high.
Yeah, bro. And
those
like,
guys are great.
If we're talking stand up specifically though,
Yeah.
Dave versus Damon, I'm taking Damon. If we're talking sketches, I will give the edge. I will give the edge to Chappelle only because most of his sketches he wrote with Neil and he performed them shits.
And a lot of Dave Chappelle's sketches come from his stand-up.
100%.
A lot of his sketches were stand-up.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And him and Neil were great writing partners too, but like, Keenan and Damon, they wrote a lot of the sketches on In Living Color. But also, he wasn't in a lot of, like, Fire Marshal Bill is not Damon. So he can't claim that in a comedy versus. And Fire Marshal Bill was one of those characters that you immediately think of if you think of In Living Color. You know what I'm saying? The Jodeci fucking sketch with Tommy Davidson and Jamie Foxx. Damon ain't in that, but he helped write it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't claim those types of things in verses if you're not the person who performed it. So I will give that edge to Dave.
You can claim it.
But yeah,
You can.
You can claim it.
A lot of rappers.
But this is comedy though. This is comedy. So like, if you're putting something on the screen, you can say I write this sketch. Does it hit the same to the audience?
No,
exactly.
No,
that's why I'm saying if you wrote it and you performed it, and you're like, I wrote this with my brother back in 1991. Or back in 1988, and we put it on screen in 1991 in Living Color Season 3.
I get it, because if you wasn't visually in it, people are not going to give a fuck.
Exactly.
So-
It's not, I mean, it don't hit the same.
So essentially, it's kind of like the message versus the messenger.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
For sure.
I can see that. I like that. I like that.
So what other boxes would there be
What's
to
the
check,
other box?
Jonathan?
Okay.
You said stand up, movies, yeah.
Damon, that's not close.
That's not even close.
No.
Last
Major
Boy Scouts
Pain.
on Netflix right now. Go watch
Oh,
that.
that's my shit.
I just watched Major Pain actually.
Yeah, Major Pain.
Major Pain was good.
See,
That's super underrated.
And I still
bro.
watch My Wife and Kids. I still watch that.
bruh,
That's really funny.
bruh.
I know it's not a movie, but
It's
I
on
still-
HBO Max, I think. Right? No,
It's on Hulu.
Hulu. There you go. That's just, I knew it was on one of them. Like Damon's trending right now. That's the thing that's crazy about it. Like when you watch My Wife and Kids, yo, it's pretty balanced. If they do a versus, bro, regardless of what the parameters are,
Yeah,
yo,
it's
there's
good.
no box that Damon doesn't check off.
Yo, actually, if you really look at all the boxes, it's looking favorably Damon.
It is. It does.
It
It does.
Just entertainment wise, but I'm glad he's getting his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like I
100%.
feel like he doesn't get mentioned enough. It takes Marlon Wayans to talk about his brother for him to really get mentioned.
Any of his brothers,
Yeah.
because Marlon's the only one that's active. You know,
Yep.
Keenan still, they're all still doing
Sean
things.
still does stand up.
Yeah, they're all still active, but they don't play the Hollywood game. They don't need to. They're Hollywood royalty already.
Absolutely.
They already did it. They're the first all-black family that integrated the fucking entertainment industry, and they've been there for 30 plus years,
Word.
since before all of us was born. So there's no,
Raised on it.
yeah, bro. Like we
Raised on
can't.
it,
Come
bro.
on, bro. Like what is it? What are we talking about?
Nah, that's a fact.
Like,
That's
like
a fact.
what are we talking about?
That's a
Like
fact.
the Wayans are the blueprint. They're the foundation of comedy, sketch comedy, family, whatever
Just
the
comedy.
That-
Yo,
in
bro.
general.
Yeah.
Just comedy in general.
bro,
They,
like it's
they run
crazy,
shit.
bro.
In simple terms, them niggas is funny.
They got
Yeah.
They're all funny.
yeah.
Everything they do touch.
don't
And
know.
they got their third generation of Wayans that are actively trying to get their shit off of Hollywood. Damon Jr.'s in shit all the time.
What was
They
that?
do
Let's Be
funny.
Cops? Is
Huh?
that what it was?
Yeah, Let's Be Cops. He's in that.
That was good.
He's in the new girl. Like he's a character in that, and that's a super popular show with
Yep.
everybody. Like they have Universal fan. Like they're everywhere, yo. Now Shantae Wayans is on Tiffany Haddish's They Ready. Like she has like a 10-minute set on that. Like they're out here, and I think she's the niece. I think she's like not Sean's daughter. She's somebody's niece. One of the Wayans that didn't.
somebody.
One of the
Wayans.
one of the older siblings that never got into because if you think about it, it's really only 5 of them that do the comedy shit, that did the acting and the entertainment.
Yeah.
It's Keenan Ivory, Damon, Sean, Marlon, and Kim.
Yep.
Like that's it. Those are the 5 that we know. And then
right.
Damien, who's the son of the oldest son of the one in Major Payne, the one that looks exactly like fucking.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
too.
That's
yeah.
what everybody remembers from
Gamecast.
Yeah, Gamecast. Gamecast.
He said,
That's
"I
just
got
hilarious.
yo." That
That's
nigga
just
said,
hilarious.
"Gamecast."
When your boy was rapping, he screamed, "Stop it!" That was the funniest shit.
Yo, that shit's hilarious.
Yo, nah, man. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the Waynes.
For
man,
sure,
100%,
bruh.
man.
Royalty,
And,
royalty, motherfucking royalty.
I'm glad, as I said before, Damon Wayans is getting his flowers.
Absolutely.
Because I know Dave has been on a run. Dave's been on a hot streak since 2015.
Since he came back, pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I can see why people be like, Dave? You want to shout Dave? You know, like that tone in their voice.
But you know,
Like Dave, Damon, like, do your YouTube.
Yeah.
Do your Googles, man.
He took 11-year hiatus. He took an 11-year hiatus, and in that hiatus, Cat had his time, Kev had his time, Mike Epps was dropping shit left and right,
Yep.
Shaq's All-Star Comedy, Earthquake, all these guys, everybody was eating, but like Kev and Cat were the guys who like took that spot. And
Yep.
Chris was always there too.
No, not Chris.
Chris
In
is always
that
there.
11 years that he took off, Chris was always there too. So
Chris was there before.
yeah,
the
exactly.
takeoff.
Yeah, like, but
His
Chris,
run is crazy.
Chris stayed steady. He
Yeah.
never like and this is why I love Chris Rock.
My favorite.
I don't want to dominate this podcast by talking comedy, but like I'll
No,
say
we're gonna
this.
get off.
Yeah, I'll say this
we're-
and then I'll shut the
yeah,
fuck up.
you know.
But
Dry
Chris
up.
Rock, yeah, exactly. But Chris Rock was able to stay. His career was always steady, bro. Like he wrote. He EP'd, he produced shit.
Yep.
He stayed behind the scenes when necessary. Would do the right, like he just made the right moves to stay relevant.
And his
He's like
stand-up
the
specials
Fab of
fire.
this shit. You know what I'm saying? Old Faithful, very consistent. Everybody loves him. He gets respect from the niggas.
Wait, hold on. Did you say Fab?
He's the Fab of this shit in terms of his consistency, bro. He's the Fab.
No, I know
in
what
terms
you're
of
saying.
consistency.
I know what you're
Just
saying.
consistency, not skill level. Because skill level,
No,
he's
but
he's-
Fab don't got a classic. Chris
Classic.
Rock got classics.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Fab got classic songs. He doesn't have a classic project.
album.
Yeah,
that's
you're
what,
right.
That's what I mean.
100%.
That's what I mean.
Even by
I
Chris's
would say
standards,
he's
you
like
know.
a Nas in a way, like how he stayed, like consistently.
Before
We got
the
multiple-
last 2 King's diseases, and we're gonna talk about this. I saw it was on the docket. Before the last 2 King's diseases, no one really fucked with the self-titled Nasir that Kanye produced.
Nah.
Nobody
That's
fucks with that.
Kanye. That was
No,
Kanye's fault.
he rapped on every fucking track, nigga. He
Yeah.
takes accountability for that shit too. And the 2
He
projects
was-
before that
he was
were
barring the
mids.
records up though.
Don't matter. None of the
Those
records were
beats
finished.
was trash.
No, they weren't.
Disrespect.
They weren't finished. They weren't finished. Whose fault is that?
Nigga, you didn't even listen to it.
John, you're fucking Nas.
actually did.
You're Nas. I'm
Actually, I
Kanye
didn't
West.
actually listen to
I present
it.
seven.
All the way.
I
I can
present
get
7
so far.
tracks to you, and you rap on all of them, knowing that they're not finished. Nigga, that's on you. You're Nas. You can say, yo, yay. Why didn't you fucking master any of these tracks? Why you got me rapping on unmastered tracks? That's on Nas, nigga. That's on both of them. That's
It's on who has the stems.
No, nigga.
Now Kanye got the stems.
You're
yo.
Nas.
That album was
I don't wanna hear
ready
that.
to came out.
You're Nas, bro.
Don't disrespect my boy Kanye though.
Nigga, Kanye disrespect himself by putting that album out.
He's back. Kanye.
All the
No,
other
stop.
shit he did.
What?
No, come on now. No, what was the other trash album that he had? The only
Ye?
hard shit that he had was that Pusha T album
Fire.
that he produced.
Amazing.
Everything else,
Because he finished the fucking tracks. You're
Even-
making my point.
even the Tiana Taylor album.
He fucked that up, and that's why she left. That's why she left.
You know,
that one.
Listen, you're not wrong, but you also have to acknowledge the fact that Nas is a fucking legend. He's an OG. He's a grown ass man. He older than Kanye, and he could say, "Yo, bro, I'm not rapping on this until you finish the track."
So you think Nas should have sung Ye?
What are you talking about?
Nah, because you said that he was older than him.
You say you should have sunned him. No, he's not saying that. He's saying do your job pretty much.
Yo, bro, finish the track.
That's not sunning him. That's not sunning him.
His job is to rap.
Bro,
We don't even know how that shit was in the studio. Who knows?
We can
From what
imagine.
I heard, Nas was just rapping and he didn't really hear the beats.
Again, that is on Nas, bro.
That's due diligence. You gotta do his due diligence.
That's on Nas, bro. You hear how crazy you sound?
Say I'm a Nas stan.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, and
I'm a Kanye guy.
I
So I
like
got
4
you.
records out of the 7. I like 4 records out of the 7.
and they're not finished. They're not finished.
I thought the track. I thought the last track was trash because the beat was just.
All the beats were yeah.
And then I thought.
All of them were meh. Cop Shot the Kid could have been a fucking masterpiece.
No.
Could have been a
if
masterpiece.
3000 was on there. You heard that unreleased verse?
Yeah.
That shit was hard.
Again, that track is not finished. I can hear the fucking, what is it? The shh. I can hear that shit on most of the tracks.
You know what? I'm just gonna blame Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, blame Kim.
It's her fault.
That's the scapegoat.
Yeah,
blame Kim.
Blame someone.
There we go.
All right, man. Let's move forward.
Alright, so we got Damon over Dave Chappelle. We got Kim Kardashian for pretty much fucking up the Nasir and any Kanye project after that. Let's go. What do we got on the docket?
Damn, just blamed her for all the music. Kim, you're the reason why Donda's late too. Since we're doing that. Since we're talking about
she ain't in the picture no more.
Yeah, just what you know what I mean? Nah, he's high key a genius, bro.
Come out here like, don't be talking about my baby mother.
Yeah. Gay fish.
Oh, disrespect for my boy, Ye.
No, I love Ye, bro. I love him. He's a genius, man. He's so like not even just that. What he's doing with Donda is like, come on, bro. He's doing a tour for the album that he hasn't released yet, and it keeps selling out. He made $7 million on just merch. That's not even including the ticket sales. And
no.
There was like 15,000 people that went twice. Like, you're listening to. You just heard this last week, my nigga. Like,
Kanye
you came back.
Yeah,
They're not
exactly.
cheap. The tickets start at like 180.
He got stands.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, but he's finessing motherfuckers. You saw that $50
No, he's not, because
hot dog?
Donda is. We're gonna play Donda until Christmas of 2025 when that shit's released.
No.
We're not gonna turn it off. I already know that shit's about to be.
You heard the $50 hot dog and all that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's
He's a buzz.
That's not him. That's the stadium because of fucking inflation. That ain't Kanye. You think Kanye said, "I want all of the hot dogs to be $50"?
That's not unlike. That's not unlike Kanye.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Well, I don't think
you gotta appreciate art, homie. Like
So,
I can see some shit like that.
I don't think he would be so concerned with such low levels of money.
Exactly.
He's talking tickets. He's not talking. But they know. I have worked in concessions before. They know, depending on the thing, the price, depending on who's coming out, and when they're coming, prices change.
Mm-hmm. But I do feel like it's a Kanye. It would be a Kanye thing though. I feel like it would be.
I'm not saying that he doesn't have input, but I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would do that.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, because he's selling merch.
But if he did have input in it, I wouldn't be surprised.
But you have to think about it. The less they make at the food stands, the more he makes with merchandise. So why would he shoot himself in the foot?
Exactly.
Okay.
And he made $7 million, and just merch for the second one, bro. For the last one, so he's probably gonna do that same number or more because allegedly after this last one that he's doing at Soldier Field, this nigga's dropping the album the following day.
I don't think.
Allegedly.
I think he's just gonna keep stretching this out.
Nah, he said this is the last time. We'll see.
He's
been waiting for.
He's been waiting last week and then the week before.
But I knew it wasn't gonna drop either of the dates that he said originally because he's waiting for Drake. And if you're paying attention, you know that dark-skinned brother is waiting to stunt on this light-skinned brother because his whole thing, even in 2018, with the Pusha T beef, his whole thing was, all right, Drake, you think you're gonna run the summer, nigga? Watch this. Good is gonna drop 5 albums back to back to back from the end of May to early July to 4th of July weekend, and that's exactly what they did. Regardless of what you feel about the albums, because the Daytona album was fucking flames, and the Cudi Kanye collab Kissy Ghost was flames too. No one can tell me that it's not.
That was smoke.
Fucking flames, nigga. No, that Kissy Ghost was flames.
No, this kid saw trash.
Whatever. So you're just a Kanye hater. That's what
I'm
it
not.
sounds like.
Yo, I like Kanye all the way from College Dropout to damn, what was that? Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer, yeah, 2012.
Then the Yeezy, that's when I kind of fell off him. Then Life of Pablo, everybody's like, oh my god, it's an amazing album. It's just like, yo, this shit is all fucking like half songs. It's like it's not even finished.
You're bugging. It was 100% finished. You listen through a bias set of nigga ears because you don't like the nigga. It's fine.
No. I'm a Kanye fan.
Nah,
I'm a Kanye fan.
it don't sound like it.
Nah, I mean I don't gotta like everything he does.
You light skin. You said you call yourself the light skin Messiah, so I know you're all about.
Oh, that's why I hate him?
No, that's why I hate him.
Yeah, he's Team Drake all the way. Him and Aubrey went to school together.
Waffle color? Okay. All right. Team waffles?
Not Team Waffle color.
Wait. I am not a Drake fan at all.
Okay.
We can't tell.
Go.
We can't tell.
But Kanye ain't gonna beat Ye.
Nah.
I mean Drake.
I'll co-sign.
You're bugging,
John ain't
bro.
no John's not a Drake fan. I'll co-sign.
They said that.
you
Yo,
can
John.
I be playing that nigga in the
I ain't
car
gonna hold you,
all
John. They said the same thing about 50 not getting smoked by Ye. What happened? What happened when
50 got smoked
what
by
happened
Ye.
when Graduation dropped? What
50
happened to
Cent
that
was
second
supposed to
album?
retire, was he not?
Was it 780,000 first week? Was it platinum by day 10?
Oh, the TOS?
Did he get 50 Cent the fuck out of here? He thought he was gonna Ja Rule this nigga. And didn't Kanye get that nigga the fuck out of here? Every album they ever put out after that was trash.
Curtis. It was Curtis.
Curtis.
I get terminated on Sunday.
Yeah.
Curtis.
Yeah.
He retired. No, 50 didn't retire.
He got him the fuck out of here. Everything else he put out after that was mids or just it was the shit that you roll up your dirty weed on, nigga. It was terrible. No one cared about 50 Cent after that. That's why he switched over to TV. That nigga ain't slick. You started writing scripts because your raps were trash. He got you out of here. A backpack nigga with luxury taste buds got you the fuck up out of here. Wearing pink polos, fake gold rope chains. He got you out of here, bro. With an album about graduating and the nigga never finished school. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about?
The album was better than Curtis though.
Graduation was
My point.
Oh,
Donda's about
like graduation was ill.
oh man.
Nah, Curtis was subpar.
Let me ask
It just had
let me
better
ask all
singles.
three of y'all a question. Let me ask all three of y'all a
Get
question.
Money?
I would like
That shit was hard.
let me ask all three of y'all a question. I would like Bree to answer first, then John, then Rel. Do you think an album named Certified Lover Boy is about to beat an album called Donda by a nigga named Kanye West, who's already done 2 tours, 2 concerts for the album that hasn't been released? Yes or no? Do you think Certified Lover Boy is gonna beat Donda? Yes or no?
No.
All right, boom. John?
Let's go, let's get
See? Bias as fuck. You gotta say it so they. I never.
What's up?
No.
Yeah, Donda. So Donda's gonna win.
Donda's gonna win.
It's
And it's not gonna be close.
You know why Donda's gonna win? For a couple reasons.
Why?
First of all, it's named after his mother. He has no choice but to go the hardest he's ever gone.
Yeah.
Bars.
Okay? He just dropped Kim Like a Bad Habit.
Right.
What if that was just like an album rollout?
Nah.
Then you know
I'm
what?
just saying,
He's
I'm
really
just saying.
dedicated. Then he's really
Everything's a
dedicated to
rollout
his
now.
craft. He's
No.
really dedicated to his
Let the
craft.
queen cook. Keep going.
I'm sorry.
In addition to this, right? It's Kanye. He's getting back with Jay-Z. Got Jay-Z on the track.
Yeah.
He's
Got-
featuring today's popular artists, but
All
also
of them.
artists on that album. You've seen the track list, okay?
Nigga, he got Lil Baby and the Locks on there. Lil TJ too. It don't make no sense. On an album with Hov?
Yeah.
And Da Baby is back on this.
Yeah, he's not.
Da Baby, Lil Baby,
Hey.
Lil TJ.
He's putting his foot in
Nigga.
it. He's putting his
So
foot in
let me
2
say this.
Chains, nigga.
it. Go ahead.
My bad, Queen. I got carried away. I'm sorry.
So, and it's one we haven't had one from him in a while. What he did is he knows how to grab people's attention. He knew how to grab people's attention during the election to keep his name relevant. He knows how to grab people's attention. So as he grabs your attention, every time he grabs your attention and he knows he can keep it for a little while, he holds on to it until he can grab your attention again. There's an art to Kanye West.
Marketing
He's
genius.
stringing you, huh?
There's an art to Kanye West.
man.
So when we think about this album, he's capturing, he done jumped genres.
Yeah.
Do you realize that he jumped genres multiple times?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Nah, I know what you're talking about.
So he's about to have an album full of songs, an album full of no skips.
Ooh, yeah. I want to hear that.
Bruh,
If it's not an album full of
No,
full of no skips, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Nah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 20 fucking non-skip tracks.
So
20 songs of like all fucking the best gas you ever smoked. Like we're talking Hennessy Paradise, nigga. $1,700 and $1,750 a bottle, nigga. You need seven.
You talking about ass gas, right?
No.
all right, you know what? I already hold on a second. 1 to 10. I was gonna say y'all sit out this one right quick. 1 to 10, because I already know what y'all gonna say.
Yep.
Scale 1 to 10. What do you got this album down to going out? What do you got it on? 1 to 10.
What, like a scale?
Yeah. What do you got?
Okay, if I gotta go, what am I?
Because I already know. While you got 12.
Yeah.
You got
Bruh,
12.
that shit
Oh, y'all
is
got y'all got.
21, nigga. That's the year.
I got.
that it
You know,
is.
I'm a Kanye guy. I gotta do it. But what do you got? What do you?
Okay.
How great do you think it's gonna be?
How great?
How
I
good
think
do you
it's
think?
gonna
Yeah. What do you think it's gonna
be?
be?
I mean, the only thing I heard was snippets. Now the snippets sound pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
but said the same thing about Lake Pablo.
Okay. So what do you got?
Like I got PTSD with Kanye West releases, just because like it's been so souped up, and then they've been like letdowns and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga,
You don't like
can
Kanye West?
Can you give the rating?
All right. I'm gonna give it a 6.
All right. Next topic.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Next
let's go.
topic.
Let's go. Next shit.
Next topic.
Oh, you don't like to beat dead horses?
Next topic.
All right, man. So, were y'all able to see the what is it, Malice in the Palace documentary?
I did. I watched it last week.
All right, cool.
Fucking
cool.
amazing.
Yeah, man. What were your some of your takes from it?
First off, I forgot that this nigga Ron Artest was laying on the scoreboard on the scores table. That shit was fucking wild.
Yeah.
He's a G for that.
It's so Ron Artest.
Yeah, he just laid on the scores table after he started all of this shit, and I mean, it was interesting to hear how it all led up. Like one of his teammates saying, "Yo, you can get that nigga back. We already up 15, game's almost over. Get that nigga." Like, and when Steven Jackson said, "Why are you telling Ron this? A nigga who don't need a battery put in his back because he's already turned up. Why would you tell him that?" And it was a really bad intentional foul, man. Ben Wallace had every right to react the way that he did. But the way the media tried to spin it was so indicative of that time, like 2004, NBA, Allen Iverson, fucking all the basketball players dressing up like rappers in their entourage going to the motherfucking arenas and shit like that. Yep. David Stern.
So what boxing is now?
Yeah, 100%. But like in 2004, they blamed it on the players. And it was a fan who threw a fucking beer that hit Ron Artest in his chest that led him to go into the stands. He walked right past the nigga that threw it at him and punched the nigga in the face that was right next to him.
Because he
that was hilarious.
That shit was fucked up because this nigga's whole butthole was clenched. It's like I'm coming for you, and like boom, 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 and this motherfucker shook. He walked right past him and punched the nigga that was 2 seats away from him. And then Steven Jackson had his follow up and was punching the shit out of the nigga that was. It was crazy, bro. And then when it all calmed down, some Dominican nigga with a fucking Pistons jersey on thought he was cool and tried to walk up to this nigga squaring up, and Ron cracked this nigga shit too. Like, what do you think this is, bro? He said, "Whoop, nigga, what are you doing? You didn't see what I just did to this guy?
I know.
And you're out of shape, nigga. I could punch you into a heart attack." He was the only nigga from that. Bro. He was the only nigga from that whole scuffle that was put on the stretcher in the ambulance. He was the only one. The nigga who went on the floor, the NBA floor, and was walking up to a 6'8" Ron Artest who just got done beating up somebody else. Yo, he just beat up 3 fans, and you're gonna walk to this man?
First of all, he's still triggered. Like,
now you want to come out,
bro? And then Jermaine O'Neal came through running, slid, and threw a fucking Super Saiyan punch. Yeah. And if he didn't slide, if he didn't lose his footing, that nigga would have been dead, bro. No, you're laughing. You have to what?
Super Smash Brothers. What is it? Falcon Punch.
Yo, bro.
Exactly what it looked like.
Bruh.
Falcon. And he slipped.
I didn't get to see the documentary yet. From everything I heard, though, because I heard a lot coming up before the documentary, and this is the only thing I didn't watch yet. Yep. But y'all gotta stop treating these NBA players like they're zoo animals.
100%. All of these pro athletes.
Exactly.
Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles, all of them.
Y'all think shit's sweet. The shit that they do, you can't do.
Yeah.
Like, like I don't care what anyone says. Dunking is not easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
anyone can dunk. Anyone can dunk. Yeah, I told my groin like 3 times before I could dunk.
Yeah.
Like,
Word.
And these are people that can't even touch the rim.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Can't even touch
they
the
can't
bottom
touch
of the net.
rim, and they're talking like, oh, you suck. I can take you. Like, and you get on the court with this guy. Stop treating these guys like animals.
Facts. And this is coming from a collegiate athlete because he was one of the fastest motherfuckers at Rick when we
Thank
were in
you.
college. And I was one of the slowest niggas at CCRI before I transferred to Rick. so I know. We've been there
Right.
before. We got people in the stands when we go to meets,
Yeah.
families and shit, and they're rooting for their kid and they're talking shit about you and that kind of
That
shit.
shit's tough.
Like, it's crazy. You got to block all of that out to run as fast as you can in this 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, 400-meter dash. That shit is crazy. And it's the same thing. Like, you're expected to be a performer in a fucking thoroughbred, or just like you said, like a farm animal. It's like, nigga,
Yeah.
I do this every day
Period.
for hours at a time,
Period.
dog.
That's right.
That's why I'm a pro, and you are a nigga who's paying to watch me do what I do.
No,
Exactly.
that's a fact.
So, but that right there, like, and even like the shit that happened with Russell Westbrook last season when he was about to fuck, he's like, yo, there's gotta be more accountabilities for these fans.
Period.
That's what I
Ban
was
these
gonna get
motherfuckers.
into.
Yeah,
That's-
go ahead, bro.
That's what I was about to get into.
Yep.
Like exactly what he was saying. They was trying to blame the players.
Right.
And it's the same reason why they cheer you is the same reason why they fear you.
Right.
Shit. They cheer you because you're big and black, and they fear you because you're big and black.
Yeah.
And shit. And the whole thing started, of course, with somebody throwing the beer.
Mm-hmm.
They try to make them seem like they was like, crazy, untamed animals and shit.
Right.
It's like, no. Check that motherfucker right
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely.
You saw the guy that threw the fucking beer
Yeah.
in the documentary?
Smug
His
as fuck.
punk ass?
Smug as fuck. Had no remorse at all. And it's been 17 fucking years later.
Yeah.
This guy, I didn't think it was a big deal. Blah 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 blah.
Of course.
It took them months to find this nigga too. It took them months to find him and track him down.
Yeah.
They kept rewinding the tape, trying to match his face, blah blah blah. Find his act. When they finally found this dude and he got certain, they all went to court. But they treated Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest, and fucking Steven Jackson like they were first class felons,
Yep.
bruh. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane. They threw the book at Ron Artest and Steven Jackson. Jermaine O'Neal was the only one that was able to plead and get his sentence lowered.
Because he didn't connect.
Yeah, because he didn't actually hit the nigga as hard as he would try to.
But if he did,
Yeah.
that would have been his ass.
Right. That's
Yeah.
it's felonious assault on like it's attempted murder, really, if he
Yeah,
connect.
because that dude would have been gone.
Yeah,
No,
it's
he
a wrap.
he been in the upper room, bro. He been
That's hilarious. Real stupid. But nah, facts. That nigga would have been dead, bro. And then he's in the documentary talking, oh, honestly, he sucker punched me, to be honest. Like,
I thought it was a punk move.
Yeah.
It's like, what you did was a punk ass move.
you walked up to a player who just got done being violent,
Yeah.
and you came at him with violence.
Exactly.
Fist closed. And you're fucking 5'7", 290 pounds of out of shape.
Yeah, you saw his little weeble looking ass.
Oh, bro, he looked like Jigglypuff in a jersey on, bro.
What do we always say?
Yeah, it was like
Freedom
a
of
mini
speech
Pringle can.
equals freedom of responsibility. No,
yeah,
free,
that's what
accountability.
we're talking about, yeah.
Period. You can have freedom. You can say what you want. You can't control how people react.
100%.
You can do what you want.
Yeah,
You can't control how people. I can get in your face. What you do next, I can't control.
100%.
So why am I in your face?
Exactly.
And home you got stretched out.
You know what what I think is one of the reasons why it's okay to treat athletes that way. You never see somebody in a white dominated sport. You never see the fan get the gumption to try to hit an athlete.
Oh yeah, of course not.
Yep.
Not even
No,
close.
I just really want you to think about that because you never
'Cause
see
I'm-
somebody get the gumption. However, what they did with things like eugenics and some of the basis points of slavery will say that we were inferior because we were physically more advanced than them. So
So up top,
you
we have
play
to be
off
inferior.
of that.
Yep.
You play off of that stereotype when you're like, how much do owners make versus how much players make? How much does the commissioner make versus how much the coaches make? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the equivalent of a dog show,
Yep.
and or circus for them when it's really like a way out of struggle for
Way out of
us.
poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like AP.
And because I'm paying you, just like any Karen that you would see in the store, because I'm paying you, you do what I want.
Exactly. You do what I tell you to do.
Yeah.
do
When,
what I tell
when
you.
I tell you to do it.
Yeah. That's why Adrian Peterson, when he said that about the NFL, we're going back over a decade now. He's just like, yo, this is a plantation, and we are the slaves. Like the way that we get paid versus how much the coaches are raking in and the owners. Exactly what Bree's saying. It's the new age plantation of football field. You know what I mean? Because we're putting our bodies and our lives on the line to make all of these white owners at the time wealthier, nigga. Not
Yeah.
they wealthy, they
Wealthy.
billionaires.
No,
you know the
They
NFL?
rich, they wealthy.
Yeah. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
So yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely.
And you know what else is crazy? That since we're on this point, when Donald Sterling was mad at his girl, she wasn't really mad. Like she wasn't really mad that it was Magic Johnson. When you think of Magic Johnson, no disrespect, first thing you think of is HIV or AIDS. He goes, I don't want black people at my thing. So you mean tell me you hate him so much you don't care that this guy has a incurable disease?
Yeah.
He's black and that's your problem?
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
Before AIDS.
He's black. How are
Like,
you
that's
black before
crazy,
something?
right?
How are you black before something that will
First
literally
of all,
wipe
you're
you
black
off?
before everything.
Exactly.
Right. But I mean-
but that's
And after
to
everything.
your point.
Yeah.
It's a very poignant. It's a very good point. Also, like it doesn't matter. Your melanin always comes first.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they don't hear how you sound when you walk into a room, my nigga, until you open your mouth.
We went to Rick.
Yeah.
I know exactly how it goes.
Yeah, I'm
I
saying.
know exactly
And
how
like,
it goes.
and
I went
then-
to Bryant.
Yo, people used to
Yeah.
think
I
I
know
was
what it
white.
feels
Like
like.
they used to think I was.
She went to Bryant.
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly.
People used to think I was white, like from like new, like really white, like, and I go no, I code, but I have to change it. No, because I went from
I'm multilingual. I am
I was
multilingual.
taught to code early.
This nigga's major was not computer information systems.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, we ain't talking about computer. We ain't talking about computer. I'm talking about coding.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I know.
You
I
mean
was talking-
code switching?
code switching, yeah. My bad, code switching. So I got there early, but then at some point it gets blended when I'm around melanated people. It gets blended, yeah, you know, and it starts changing. So I have to keep changing it back and forth. People
It
go,
morphs. It just comes out of me,
they
nigga.
go, yeah, they go.
The
Well,
nigga just comes
but,
out
oh,
of
you
you.
hear? I know you heard this. You speak so well.
Yeah,
For a black guy, you speak well.
Absolutely.
But I know Wale gets it. No, I know Wale gets it. Wale's a well-spoken dude.
Yeah.
I'm a well-spoken dude. We hang out. We around white people 24/7, and I know you get the same thing I
Oh,
get.
absolutely.
Always.
Bro. It used to piss me off. They tried to tokenize they tokenized you on the track team.
Always.
Because you most of the people on the track team were people of color, but like some of the captains and shit, they're white. And
Yeah.
like what? How?
That
You're
shit
not
is
even
weird.
faster than Jarrell. Or
Yo.
not Jarrell. Like it was crazy.
Well, you know what the thing was about that though. I always separated myself most of the time because I always hated. Because I hate losing, no matter what, whether it's practice or not. And I used to lose in practice, mostly because I was hurt most of the time. And I get so mad that whenever you see me working out, I'm always in the gym working out right after. Because I hated it. Hated it more than, and I still hate it to
Who beat you the most, Bless or Jarrell or Craig?
in the beginning, I was dead last. I lost every single race except this conference meet, and I won the conference in the United conference.
Wow.
Because I couldn't fathom losing, but I was always hurt. I broke my hand, tore my hip, broke my foot. All this,
How? Just practicing?
I got into a fight where I broke my hand.
Jesus Christ.
I tore my hip long jumping, and my foot was broken by my junior year in high school, and I never let it heal.
Oh my lord.
So I always had problems, but I always ran a meet just fast enough to make it.
Yeah.
So when they get to that point, and at that point, I just take off.
Yeah.
So that's how I pretty much got away with it.
Yeah. So
But-
you didn't overextend yourself for qualifiers. You just ran when you.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
focused on health.
Yeah.
Health
You
was
kind of invitational,
Exactly.
run your ass
You know your
off.
body.
Yeah, Wesleyan University invitational, run your ass off.
Yep.
The meet before that to qualify for that. Fucking take
Actually,
it like
by the way, Jarrell used to beat me up all the time. All the time.
the other.
Yeah, the other Jarrell. He's actually my kid's godfather too, by the way.
Get out of here! Shout out to Jarrell, man.
Shout out to
Good
Jarrell.
dude. Good dude, fast motherfucker too.
Ass dude. But yeah, they treated us like animals.
Yeah.
Like they really treated us like animals. Like,
Especially if you run fast.
and it's funny because they appeal to your ego, and if you have an ego, you literally kill yourself. Like I did a lot. Like
You know what the other
every single
side-
race.
Sorry, you know what the other side of that is?
Hmm?
Like if you're not an athlete in college and you're a well-spoken person of color, you start to get invited to a whole bunch of different committees and shit, to speak and to talk and people start to I wonder what's with this person.
Yep.
Oh, I had somebody thank me for challenging them when I was challenging them, they almost cried. Afterwards, he's like, I so appreciate you challenging me because I wasn't thinking, and then. Anyway, let me get back on topic. Because it just irked me for a second. But
Right.
Let me get back on topic. It's like you need to, especially if you're in a position where you need to promote inclusion and diversity, which is the corporate term, inclusion and diversity. When we're no longer racist.
Exactly. We come in peace.
My aunt dated a black.
So
I voted for him twice.
I would have voted him a third time. I own BT.
Oh, shit. You guys are dumb.
I saw that new Wayne's movie.
So
Yeah.
the only people who need to prove that they're not racist are racist people.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course.
I don't see color.
That's the only people who need to prove they're not racist.
What are you doing a stop sign?
Yeah, right.
Fucking stupid.
But yeah,
It's just, but the other side of that is like, what can I do to make myself look better? Oh, this person looks good. How can I use them to my advantage?
Yep.
And this is
Sorry,
fly.
white listeners.
No, I'm not sorry, because the only way you have to, like I said, the only people who have to tell me they're not racist are racist.
absolutely,
Of course.
absolutely.
But yeah, doubling back to the topic, man, the malice at the palace was crazy, and it could have totally been avoided if Ben Wallace didn't hard foul this guy, and if they didn't beat him in the fucking finals the year before. Like the whole history of that.
And there was a rivalry.
Yeah,
and
man.
Wallace's mom died, and he was on edge about that, but he played because he tried to take it off,
Man.
take pressure off, and then this dude's being a dickhead.
Defending champs, also. They had just beat him in the Eastern Conference Finals,
Yeah.
even though the Pacers were the better team.
Yeah.
So they felt some type of way about that. They were blowing them out, and that's why, like, Ron should have never did it, but at the end of the day, if that's how he felt in the moment, I
Yeah.
feel him. Ben fouled the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
It was a bad foul.
No. I get it.
Elbowed him in the back of the head and all that shit, but you don't have to push a guy while he's already under the basket. The ball's already out of his hands, and you push him into the stands.
Yeah, no.
My nigga.
I totally get that, but
Yeah.
the documentary kind of really showed you like what was going on like behind these players, like
100%.
why this was happening. Like I get it now. Ben Wallace was dealing with some personal shit.
Yeah,
I
100%.
totally get it. I mean, I don't know how I would fucking react if my mom died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's some real shit.
And then to get pushed like that by a dude that you know is an irritant, he's one of your rivals,
Yeah.
and your team loses on top of that. There's all of those emotions bogged up into that one scenario, and that's why yeah, man,
You know what I'm saying?
he threw his fucking elbow, he threw his elbow band at this nigga.
Yeah, it's just like
Yo,
fuck you.
That's how crazy the NBA was in 2004. Niggas was wearing elbow bands for no reason. Just elbow band. He slid that shit off and flung that Ron Artest over the fucking coach's head. I'm like, yo, this is comedy,
move.
dog.
It's a wrestling move.
That shit was
Nah, it
comedy.
was kind of like wrestling. You had the people in the stands throwing chairs. and
Yeah,
shit.
right.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
That
throwing
was,
bears, you
that
suck,
was
you suck.
crazy.
Yeah, it was wild, bro.
like, they were swarming in the Indiana players going into the team huddles and shit.
What was crazy? I'll shut up after this. The craziest part of that whole story was that there was only like 3 cops in the whole arena
Yeah, I know.
for like fucking 10,000 people. When does that happen, bro?
I know.
And all of these niggas is in the back of the arena eating donuts and shit.
Yeah,
Like, they had to call the cops. They weren't even there already. Security was like nowhere to be. How the fuck does this happen, bro?
They're probably sitting there eating donuts watching
It's
that
2004. That's
Yo,
why.
shit.
that-
Piston fans,
Right?
right? Like, hey, hit him.
That bro literally
Hey,
changed the
yes.
landscape of like how they hire security and logistics of an NBA game. That bro changed everything.
Yep.
Yo,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
I'm gonna say this one thing, and then we're just gonna move on. In a way, it did, but at the same time, it still feels like the players aren't protected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
It's still
I
more
agree
on
with
the
that.
fan side, and I feel like every now and then, man, they gotta let somebody go in the stand and just smack the shit out of one of these fans.
Like I told you the last podcast, I told you
Every now
if these players start dropping a few $100,000 and get a bunch of people hanging around the stadium, and someone like Westbrook, he pay like you drop 100,000,
Yeah.
and he has someone
He
like
said
he has
a bunch
just
of people.
he has a certain person, and someone's yelling at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then at that point, Westbrook has no account.
Yeah.
Westbrook had nothing to do with it. Home dude's gonna be yapping to the captain. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
But you know, it shouldn't have to come to
That's
a guy to
actually
pay
a
money.
really good idea, bro.
Absolutely.
Like hiring motherfuckers, giving
Just-
a couple. Yo, I'm gonna give you 500. I'm gonna give you 500.
Yeah.
Like just
Free
spread it
ticket.
around. Spread it out. If you
Yep.
see anybody talking crazy,
Hit 'em.
leave your section and knock that
And it's
motherfucker
COVID
down.
season.
yeah.
Put that mask on. Just take
Yeah,
off.
True.
That's
Gloves?
it.
You
That's
can't.
it.
You're
Yeah,
not
exactly.
technically allowed to leave your seat without the mask on, so
Right.
they have no choice but to do
Right.
it. I mean, if you're gonna twist my leg,
You
twist my
covered.
arm.
But I guarantee you, for someone to start talking to be like, you mother. That's it. Because you have to start looking now. You did something wrong, someone hits you, you have to look over your shoulder every time you say something wrong. It's reinforcement. Positive reinforcement.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly.
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
I was gonna say negative, but it's positive. Though.
Nah, if you knock somebody's
Yeah, for
teeth
the
out,
play, yeah.
if the fit, and that's the thing too. Like everything's about lawsuits now because these players have way more to lose than these punk ass fans.
Yep.
The worst that the commission is gonna do is ban you. So I love that idea of
Right.
like players being like, you know what? Let me hire 10 goon ass niggas.
Period.
Especially since you're gonna be in LA this year. Let me hire some goons from Watts and Compton
From
to
the
just
old
be.
hood.
You know what I mean?
And shit,
He understands.
yeah.
You know what I mean? A
Hey, bro,
couple-
you want 500 and a free ticket?
Yo.
Courtside, baby?
Yeah,
What I
man.
gotta do, homie?
You already
And
know.
it's always the fans in the front too. Like
Always.
I can touch you. You're right there.
That's right.
You have floor seats.
They paid
right
the
back-
most to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right back to what she was saying.
True.
And that's
True.
why they feel like they
They
can talk
buy
to you
your
like
soul.
that.
Yeah.
Like, no, nigga, you paid $1,500 to sit here. I just got paid $300,000 to play in the game.
Exactly.
We're not the same, stupid.
No,
like,
absolutely.
You watching
The fuck?
me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's the same thing, man, about a heckler.
yeah,
It's
yep,
the same thing about a heckler.
yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Bringing it
Like,
back to comedy. I love the.
Mhm.
I
You know
love
what I'm
the.
saying? Yeah,
full circleness.
On this, we like to like look at things at all angles. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's the
Get
same
all-
thing though. You paid to come to a comedy show, bro. And unless a comic is unfunny,
Yeah.
which doesn't happen all the time, and
Yeah.
it's definitely not going to be the case for an entire show.
Exactly.
If you heckle a nigga who has a microphone, you're not going to win.
No, you're not.
Period.
Unless
The
that
job
person
of the
has.
comic is to make sure he don't win.
Absolutely. Unless you're really an unfunny comic and
Yeah, exactly.
you don't
Yeah.
have any
Yeah.
snaps
But-
and you didn't grow up with older cousins, older brothers, older
Or the
sisters.
block.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
like-
Like, that was training.
Yeah.
That was training.
Yes,
yo, for
sir.
real.
But I'm
All
gonna
that shit niggas we doing, nigga, that was training.
100%. I'm gonna embarrass you, and then your peoples that came with you are gonna be like, "Why the fuck did you have to say something to the comedian?"
Don't heckle a comic with your girl too.
Yeah, no,
then
they
you gonna
get.
get roasted, and I might take your bitch.
No, wow. Oh, okay, light skin Messiah.
That's right.
Okay,
Oh yeah, this is
Okay.
over here.
Yeah.
Lord have
He
mercy.
said it's a bonus. You can get roasted and I can take your bitch. Wow.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
a lot of confidence, sir.
Nah, but you know, did you see that DC Young Fly when they had that drunk fan?
And he
like-
knocked him out
Yeah, exactly.
and was all turned. Yeah, of course.
You know?
He said he continued to set too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He
Yeah,
finished.
Yeah, he went right to it.
They
Yeah.
dragged that man.
I
out
was
and
just like,
finished.
nah, I was like, yo, good shit, yo,
Yeah.
good shit. I fuck with him after that, yo. That was dope. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like comedy's probably like the only way, only place where like the entertainer's like protected in a way. Cause
In
a lot
comedy?
because a lot of the times, man, you already know, like in the comedy clubs, the job is like to spot the heckler
Mm-hmm.
and shit. They have rules in place so you don't heckle
Yep.
and shit. In a way, they don't really got those rules in place for like sports.
Oh, they have them. Whether or not people follow them is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people still heckle at the Comedy Connection. I performed there
Yeah.
over 100 times, bruh. People get heckled all the time, but like,
Yeah.
if you're whack, it's only the people who earned it. Like, don't
Yeah,
go
yeah.
up there and
Yeah.
get set at some bullshit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
And they're not gonna talk
Exactly.
through it. They're not
Exactly.
gonna boo you. They're not. I mean, they tell you not to boo, but come on. No one knows the owners of the car. If I feel like this nigga deserves a boo, boo, nigga, like get the fuck off the stage.
Nah.
And some of us in the green room be like, this nigga needs to get off the stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And the host will be like that nigga. Like the host.
Get a bigger light.
Hey,
you know
hey,
what I'm saying?
Wale, John, as comedians, y'all don't think silence is worse than booze?
I'd rather you boo. Yeah,
Really?
silence is
Yes,
way
I
worse.
wouldn't. I don't say no. I look at you like
Silence is worse.
you already know what this means. I just be like,
If
as soon as you
it's
say a punchline, I don't laugh. Fuck.
if it's completely quiet, bro,
Yeah.
I need to throw that joke into the fucking Red Sea.
Gotcha.
Like if
Get it out
but
of
if
the planet.
like you got man, that's the worst. That's the worst because whatever you're saying is not relatable. and that's your job, is to be relatable about everything.
You're
The thing,
communicating.
yeah, exactly. You're communicating shit that you've dealt with on a personal level. You're, talking about things you've observed in the world, and if you can't make that shit funny, what the fuck are you doing on this stage?
That's a fact.
There's
That's a fact.
there's
Your
easily like 5,000 comics in Rhode Island, bruh.
Right.
Only about 300 of them are funny,
Yeah.
and I've worked with more than 300 comics.
I ain't gonna
You know
lie.
what I'm saying?
I ain't
Only
gonna-
about 300 of them are funny, bruh. Like,
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I went to the Comedy Connect, watch you perform. I fucks with it.
I appreciate
There was one of them that was up there that I was just looking at John like, man.
Was it the heavyset dude, white dude?
No, Heavy Set dude with the shorts, he was funny. I thought that was hilarious. It was one of them, and I forgot who it was.
I know
Man.
what you're talking about, but we ain't gonna say no names.
Oh, okay. Well, whoever it was, I was
Yeah,
just
know what
like,
you're talking about.
John, come on, bro, when you going up? You know? Come on, dog. Because if you see me, you can tell when I'm not. Because I'll be like looking at you like nodding.
Yeah.
But if you're not funny, I'll be looking around like, yo,
Anybody else doing
someone
it?
come save me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because I won't boo. I don't like booing.
No,
But
just do this. Just
no, I'd be like, good, like, someone come save this
Yeah, that's
dude.
worse than the
Help.
boo. That shit's worse than the boo.
Nah, I be
Motherfuckers
looking
looking like, really, dog? Really? Like, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Really, my nigga?
Nah, I was like,
You
nah,
say
because I was like,
bullshit.
no, there was someone that was up there, and I was like, yo. And then you was up there, and I was like, damn, this nigga was like up there for like 2 minutes. Where's everybody else? Why you gotta
No, no, you're
why
not-
listen to this guy? I gotta listen to this guy.
They couldn't even finish the
why
set.
doesn't
Wait,
this make it more time?
I'm like, exactly. I'm like, this thing's only here for 2 minutes.
I was up there for 5 minutes.
No, but I mean, like, it was.
I
Like,
know,
yeah,
it was
like,
quick.
and you get
felt
these,
like it was quick because I was funny off the
Exactly.
rip.
right? And
When
then-
you nigga, I have 5 minutes. I can't go up there. Hey, so how's the weather? No,
yeah,
bang,
yeah,
bang,
right to the
bang,
shit.
bang, 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 bang,
Right to the
bang. Hey, your mother. Oh shit, no more. Like,
fact.
Yeah.
that's
Nah,
the point.
one of them, yo, yours is 2 minutes. One dude was like at least
Yeah.
like 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, yo, come on, bro. You ran out of material or something. I'm tired of this. I'm done.
It wasn't
This
10
nigga
minutes.
was about
It
to
was
flash his light.
Yeah, right?
It was only 8, and he only had 8 minutes because he had like a couple more people there than I did. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how it be, bro.
Yeah.
When it comes to the bringing shows, if you got more people,
You get more time.
Oh,
That's
got you,
how it
got you.
go. So he had more people than I did, but like, he wasn't funnier than me. You know
Got
what I
you.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
It is. It's
You know in the business, like, you understand that it's not even really, you would think it's funny first, but it's not.
It's
no.
money
It's
before
all
funny.
about bread, bro.
Money
It's
before
bread
funny.
and connections.
It's that. I wouldn't. I would say. I would say it's
comedy,
those two things,
more
but it's
connection than
also. This is the thing. This is the thing that one of the owners of the connection told me, and this is also something that I heard from Jerry Seinfeld, and I forgot who the fuck he was interviewing on Comedians and Cars Getting Coffee. They're not selling. Oh, it wasn't. It was what the fuck is his name from Black Dude from the Daily Show.
Trevor
Trevor
Noah.
Noah?
No, the other one, his correspondent, the older
Oh,
black dude with the big
Don
forehead.
Lemon?
No, not Don.
Roy-
Roy.
Oh, it's-
Roy Wood.
Jr.
Roy Wood Jr. Roy Wood Jr. Thank you,
That
Bree.
is funny.
Hilarious. And he was sitting down with Joe Rogan. It wasn't on thing, and he was just like, this is a young cat that went. I did some time at the Comedy Store in L.A. and there was this young YouTube kid that he fucking packed the bitch out. Like 200 people came to see this kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I went through. I just got done, doing the show. Blah blah blah. I flew to LA. I did the Daily Show. Da 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 da. Asked the owner if I could get some time. And he said, "Sure, Roy, you can do 10 minutes or whatever, but you got to go before this kid." And he didn't know who the fuck the kid was. And Roy went. He featured for the kid. He went right before he did, and there was like 4 other comics that were vets that were also on the ticket that were performing, and they were complaining about why they couldn't get more time. And Roy was just like, "Yo, well, if your bum ass can't even sell, 10 to 20 seats, you don't deserve to get more time." This young man, regardless of what you think about him and his craft on the internet, he sold this bitch out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
200 people paid to come see him.
Yeah, right,
So,
right.
yeah, it's his night. He gets
Yeah.
to do as much time as he fucking wants. I don't care if he goes up there and tries to do his Instagram sketches. He can do that because he just put $25 times 200 in my pocket just off the tickets.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah.
And like, the owner was like, "Yo, bro, I'm not selling comedy. I don't care about I know you're gonna, like, I was late just like you." And he told me straight up, "Well, hey, I know you're funny, but it's not about who you are as a performer.
Yeah.
It's about professionalism and the fact that I'm running a business. I care about two things: selling food and drinks. That's it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's all about money, bro. It's all about money. So like all the shit that you can do as a comic to avoid getting booted off shows, make sure your people are on time, make sure your black ass is on time. Don't go over your time once you're on the stage, and then thank the motherfucker who booked you and keep it moving. That's the only thing that you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? John was upset, and I was like,
Yeah.
yo, bro, I know, nigga. Like, I literally was here.
Motherfuckers been there.
I got there, and I had 15 bringers already there.
Yeah.
I got there at 8:05. They kicked me off the show. 15 people already counted. I saw the list. I saw my name. I saw 3 tally marks at 5 apiece, nigga.
Yeah.
They didn't let me perform because I wasn't there on time. It's all about professionalism, how you carry yourself, and like you said, relationships and shit like that. But like, it's part of the game, and that's with music. That's with whatever.
Just entertainment.
Yeah, that's with entertainment. Period, bro. It's not about. It's never personal. It's literally only business. Like, well, hey, I think you're funny, John. I think you're funny, but you were late, so I can't let you go on. Because if I let you go on, I set a precedent where I'm gonna allow motherfuckers to come to my.
It's a rule.
Yeah, bro.
You
Because the
just
show's
gotta-
only supposed to be a certain amount of time anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
No comedy show should be longer than 90 minutes.
Yeah,
if
I
it's,
think
if it's
too
longer
much.
than 90 minutes, that means you have a headliner and a couple niggas that open up for him. And that headliner has to be like a Chappelle, Rock, Kevin Hart, whatever. Like Kevin has all the
Rock
plastic
star
cover.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the plastic
exactly.
boys go up, they do 10 minutes, then Kevin comes up and do an hour. That's a 2.5 to 3 hour show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But over here in EP, nigga, no show should be more than 90 minutes.
No.
No show should be more than 90 minutes. Like, you get in that bitch at 7, you should be out of that motherfucker by 8:30. Period.
Yeah.
If it's 8,
Yeah.
you should be out of there by 9:30. It's
Exactly.
simple, man.
You don't want to draw the shit out.
Exactly. Plus, on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays sometimes, they do multiple shows. So the shows have to be 90 minutes anyway.
Right. Yes.
Because a headliner, D.L. Hughley, when he came down here a couple years ago, this nigga did 7:30, 9:30 Thursday, 7:30, 9:30 Friday, and then he did one show on Saturday, and then he went up to Boston for Sunday and Monday. Like, and he ain't got no time to fuck around. He comes up, bang, 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 does his 45, gets off, takes a break, comes back on, does 45 again, goes to his hotel, chills, calls whatever, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Move on to the next show.
Move on to the next city, bro. So, yeah, it's never personal. And that's what I learned my first year. I'm like, God damn, I got to do better.
Yeah.
Can't fuck around. And just because I'm funny doesn't mean that niggas is going
Oh,
to be
yeah,
like,
that's a fact.
unless you're doing the show yourself, you
Yeah,
cannot be
that's
late,
it.
bro.
Gotcha.
And that's just hard work ethic over talent. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People just kind of feel like it's kind of like Dipset, man. You know, in that versus battle, they just thought they was gonna show up, nigga, with talent,
Yeah.
and then nigga hard work beat their ass.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and just the fact that they just took it way more serious, bruh.
Yeah,
like
100%.
hard work. They all worked hard to get where they are as artists, entertainers. But like, you niggas really think that the Locks, Jadakiss was already 1-0, is gonna come in this bitch and not have the rest of his camp prepared to fucking smoke y'all niggas boots? Are you crazy?
Right.
Are you crazy?
That's
And
a
Bree,
fact.
what did you say when we did it? When we talked about this on the pod 2 weeks ago? They're from Bad Boy, early Bad Boy records. What the fuck makes you think you niggas can beat them? They were on Bad Boy, then went from Bad Boy, then they went to fucking Rough Rider. So they had Diddy and DMX as their leaders, dog. DMX did that shit still goes viral. Rest in peace to my favorite rapper of all time, DMX. This nigga is on stage and this at Nigga-Chella. I don't even know.
Word.
I didn't even see the end of the line of all of these people.
Yeah.
That's where they're from. And you think they're gonna come in here unprepared and lose to you niggas?
Yeah.
G's up, hoes down.
First
Yo,
off,
they
Fuck
got
that.
in their own city though,
Bro.
Man. Dipset, that's just crazy, man. And it was full of Harlem niggas.
We seen it coming.
That shit was funny.
We
though.
seen it. I was wearing glasses that
I
night.
ain't gonna
nigga.
lie.
Nah, he
I ain't gonna lie. I thought Dipset would win. I thought they had
'Cause
more.
they're young,
I thought
though.
they had more like. I thought they were more commercial. So I assumed they would have more
Young
fans.
Bull.
Young Bull.
Yeah.
No. 'cause
Young Bull.
I mean, we talked about this like
Yeah.
last few episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because.
But Bree,
Gotcha.
let Bree get her shit off.
Oh,
and
go ahead,
we
go
can
ahead.
transition. But you're a young bull. I expect that.
so
We gonna talk about Naomi.
here's the issue that with going with Dipset. You have the Locks. You don't recognize how many times you hear the Locks
Yeah.
until you hear the Locks.
Right.
That's a good artist, and you're talking a good group. Excuse me. You're talking about, like you said, Bad Boy. I'm talking early Bad Boy. How many people made it out of early Bad Boy? and continue to make money.
Like name them.
I can't.
Outside of Diddy, it's the Locks, Mary J. Blige, Missy Elliott. That's it.
And not
Wow.
even that,
That's
they was
it.
able to get out of their contract.
That's it. Biggie died. Craig
Yeah.
Mack was who the fuck was that nigga after? Like
What Flavor? Yeah.
that's who. But like that's it, bro.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was done after that. Mace. He fucking retired like 2 years later.
he went to
Like,
church.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
three
yeah.
artists, and they were one of the artists. Those three hood ass niggas from Yonkers. It was them.
baby.
If those three niggas, Missy and Mary J. Blige, all and those two women are fucking legends.
They are. Yeah,
Anybody
absolutely.
who versus them is gonna lose. It's not even. Beyonce goes up against Mary J. She's losing. I don't care. It's not hyperbole. She's losing, nigga.
Nah,
She's losing.
I don't know. I'm part of the Beehive.
Beehive.
I bet you are. Y'all niggas
No,
just.
I Mary J. Blige. I'm Beehive.
winning.
I love Mary J.
His
Blige.
Facebook is.
She had a little. Yeah,
You go ahead and do that.
Go sing this.
Didn't y'all just learn this lesson?
What's that?
Like you learned it already with Locks versus Dipset. You learned it before that with Jadakiss versus Fab. Obviously, on paper, Fab should wash Jadakiss. But did his DJ know how to arrange his fucking set round for round? No. And then what happened? That nigga lost 17-3, nigga. What are we talking about? You think Mary J. Blige's fucking longtime DJ is gonna allow loose to
I
Beyonce?
love me some Mary J.
Fuck
I
out
love
of
that
here.
Beehive.
Go ahead.
I love
Go
that
ahead.
Beehive.
I love that Beehive.
You gotta.
The problem that I
Harassing
have
baby
with
girl.
stands is that you see no wrong in the person that you stand for.
I'm not.
I'm not standing for Beyonce.
No, I'm
Okay,
just
yeah,
bringing
okay,
a
got you,
point.
got you, go ahead.
I'm bringing a point.
Yeah.
I have real problems with people who are you comparing someone to someone they're inspired by.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Bars, nigga.
But
Keep going.
that's it.
Nah,
Go.
keep going.
Keep
going.
Because if we're gonna
setting the
sit
pick
here,
right now.
Keep going.
if we're gonna
I'm
sit
eating
here,
these noodles. Is good, nigga. Best ramen I ever had in my life.
if we're gonna sit here, we talk about how the student is supposed to surpass the teacher, but you can't ignore the fact that all the moves that the student knows came from the teacher.
I agree with that 100%. But the student can surpass the teacher.
First of all, you said but. Anything after that is bullshit.
No. Hold on a second.
No, let's
Hold on a
keep
second.
it
Let's be
above
honest here.
Keep it
So
above
let's go to boxing. There's this thing called the Philly Shell, right? Philly Shell wasn't originated by Floyd Mayweather, but he has the best version of it. What do you
If
say to
nobody
that?
taught you how to do it, how would you have the best version?
He has the best version of it
Yeah, but someone taught
because
him
it's
how to do
updated.
it.
But it's updated though.
I feel you. He updated it, but somebody had to create it.
Of course,
for him to
no,
update
of course, and I agree with that.
It.
But
Does
to
it make
say,
him more of a legend than the nigga who started it?
ooh,
That's what.
but the
she's
first,
getting-
but
that's the point she's
to
getting at.
say that they're first, like to say like
No,
they're
no,
like
but
a,
just because that person not big of as a legend as them doesn't mean that they can't beat them.
right. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know.
The
I
only
understand
nigga
that.
in history that we could say cannot beat the nigga who took his shit and ran away with it and made it way better is the nigga who created the moonwalk. Because there was no way he's Dustin Mike and singing, dancing.
I've seen a
nothing.
clip like that on YouTube with some old dude.
Yeah, he got it
doing the
from
moonwalk.
some breakdancing niggas before breakdancing was breakdancing.
Yo, but can't you take somebody's technique and then add something to
That's what
it
I mean.
and then make it even better?
That never removes the credit from the actual.
No.
Never taking the credit.
In
You can't.
most
You can't
cases,
take the credit.
but if you're saying Mary J, if you were saying her versus somebody else, I'd say okay, that's a wash.
Yep.
But you're never gonna tell me that Beyonce is going to wash Mary J. Blige.
No, absolutely not.
There's a difference
But you
between
guys
watching
reacted
beef.
when I said Mary J will watch her. Like,
No,
oh,
I don't know. No, she's
it's
not watching. She's not watching Beyonce.
I'm going based off statistical data.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Jadakiss is 2-0. Jadakiss is from 1994.
Yep.
Mary J. Blige is from 1992. Early Bad Boy.
1991.
91. I'm
91?
sorry,
Okay.
Queen. 1991. She's been in the game for 30 fucking years.
Yeah,
30.
yeah.
Beyonce been in the game, what, 24, 25? Don't even matter. It really doesn't matter. But if we put up Mary J's 4 best albums up to Beyonce's 4 best albums, I'm taking Mary J's first 4 over Beyonce's first 4. It's not because I'm biased.
Name a Beyonce album more classic than What's the 411.
I don't know what you
Hold on a minute.
He said Dangerously in Love. This nigga
Hold on a
said
minute. Hold on a
confused.
minute. Also, too.
He said Dangerously
Wait,
in Love.
actually, you know
Nigga,
what? Because
I-
hold on a second. I also feel like I didn't clarify it either. Did you remember why I said I thought Dipset would win?
Tell us why.
Because you have
Because they're more commercial. That's the only reason why I said
Oh,
it.
you said
And
that.
I think
Yeah, you
Beyonce Also, I think they're more Beehivers than Mary J. Blige fans, and I love Mary J. Blige.
You think there's
That's not
more
what we're talking about.
But no, they literally
We're
tried
not
to. They literally tried to ruin Trick Daddy's restaurant because he said she wasn't a great singer like Gladys Knight.
But according to a lot of those comments, it wasn't a good restaurant. But we're diverting from. But
But go ahead. Yeah.
So you're saying that adaptability. No, they can listen. I like Beyonce. I'm not a stan by any means. I'm not even a Mary J. Blige stan.
Right,
But
right.
What's fact is fact. If you're gonna sit here and you're gonna talk about Beyonce, you also got to talk about the fact that Mary J. Blige made the music that these motherfuckers learned how to mop their floors to.
Oh, God.
So we're not talking about the amount of people who recognize Beyonce. We're
Yeah.
talking about the impact. That's what a versus
Yep.
battle is. The impact, where you can pull out tracks that you forgot about, but that's your shit.
No lie.
And if
I love
Mary J.
it.
Blige
Not gonna cry.
Yeah.
That's my. That's
Yeah,
my.
bro.
That's my shit.
Yo, bro. Don't let Mary J. Blige get DJ Tech. It's over.
And when she start, once Mary J. Blige start doing that dance, I'm like, she's like,
Oh, the auntie
And
shuffle.
this is not me saying.
Yeah.
This is not me saying that Beyonce is in no way talented. I'm
Right.
saying she's amazingly
Incredibly
talented.
talented.
Yeah.
But what you're not about to do
Yeah.
is compare apples to oranges.
okay.
Beyonce might fuck around and lose on purpose because she's the queen. She
I
knows
don't
this.
think Beyonce would have this conversation because she has so much respect for Mary J. Blige.
Of course.
100%.
This is all a what if.
Of course. I wouldn't.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is-
I don't
is
even
why
know how
Mary
we
J.
got
Blige
here,
wins.
to be honest.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. But I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. If I was in this situation without Beyonce, I wouldn't challenge Mary J. Blige either. Regardless of whether I think she would win or not.
Alright. Yeah,
Go ahead.
because Alex got an appointment. So yeah. And
I was supposed to be going. I was supposed to be home a
Damn,
long time ago.
I'm sorry, man. You about to get a beating nigga from
Nah,
White.
I gotta put the little kid to sleep.
Alright, so you know what? We'll end on Naomi Osaka. We'll do put-ons and then we'll
Okay.
get out of here. So y'all saw the footage of Naomi Osaka crying during the press conference.
Correct.
What were your takes from that?
You go first. Did you see it? You didn't see it?
I'm not going first.
You don't want to touch it?
I'm not going first.
I watched it, and I watched the sports analysts on ESPN and Undisputed react to it, and the Paul Doherty think he's slick. He knew exactly what he was doing. Some motherfuckers are saying his tone. He thought the question was on base, and Naomi was entering the question. Blah blah blah. Like, what they're not seeing in body language is that Naomi was only engaging the question because she did not want any more backlash than she's already received from the media in terms of these niggas trying to throw her under the bus and call her a privileged little Gen Y girl, even though she's a top 10 tennis player in the fucking world. So I think that Paul Doherty is a piece of shit.
The reporter?
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate the female reporter that went after her and asked if it was okay if she can ask about Haiti, and asked her a tennis question as well. But it's at the point now where a lot of people saying it's bullying. It's not bullying. Like, they're targeting this young lady. Yeah. She's more than I'm not gonna say she's being bullied because she's a grown ass woman, and she knows how to stand up for herself. Yeah. It was some sucker shit though. It was some sucker shit because this dude was trying to imply that without the media, she wouldn't have the platform that she has. And it's like, no, nigga, you got it all fucked up. Mm-hmm. If I wasn't a fucking world-class tennis player,
Exactly.
I wouldn't have.
Period.
You are like, the niggas forget all the time. The media is like, oh, well, without us, you wouldn't be anything. Nigga, if I didn't play my sport, you wouldn't exist.
You wouldn't have a job.
If there was no professional athletes, where the fuck are there sports journalists?
What do
You
you
don't exist if I don't do what I do.
Exactly.
And like a lot of these white journalists get that shit fucked up. Lord have mercy. But yeah, man, fuck
Now
out of
the
here.
sound want to work.
Fuck out of here with that. Fuck out of here with that dumb shit. I'm with Naomi all day, man. They gotta leave her alone because she's a fucking beast and she is the next Serena. I don't give a fuck with nobody. She's gonna be the first Naomi, next Serena for sure.
Oh yeah, no, that's
She's a monster. The fact that she, through all of this nonsense in the last 3 months where her media's there, she still went to Tokyo and got to the second round with all her mental health issues and dealing with all of that stupid fuck shit. I give her mad props. So that's my take. And I'm shutting up.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, period. Like, with the stuff she deals with a lot of pressure. Like,
She's 23 years old, bro.
Exactly. And she beat the greatest female tennis player of all time.
Yeah, man.
Like she's holding a lot of weight. Like
She already
a lot
won
of weight.
like 3 Grand Slams. She's 23 years old, bro.
Yeah,
23.
she's just a baby.
Yeah,
you know?
yo, when I met you, I was 23. I don't even fucking know
was I at?
what the dog. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
was 19 when I was 19.
that's crazy. But if I was
that.
20, imagine if I was walking around and I was about to play for I was about to run for Team Nigeria at
Yeah.
the fucking Olympics.
Right.
How crazy is that?
Nah,
I'm 23 years old,
a
dog,
lot of pressure.
and then I win. I win like the 100, the 200.
Bro.
Dog.
The
Nike, all these. I've got niggas in my face, all cameras and shit. I'm get.
The
Bro.
anxiety of doing anything in front of a bunch of people,
Bro.
is ridiculous. You can't sleep. You
Yeah,
can't
bro.
sleep.
Yeah,
man.
man.
And then you have to get up and answer questions. Come on.
After
Give her a
win
break.
or lose, you gotta fucking talk to these niggas.
And if she's sensitive, give her a break. She's sensitive. Obviously, let her come out of her shell. But I'm all set with that. That's what I think. She needs to come out of her shell. Let her do it naturally. What you got, Bree?
Yeah, we need the woman to.
Yeah, I know. That's what I want to hear.
Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm
I wanted to
saying?
hear
Like,
what you guys thought.
John?
Nah, honestly, like I mean, I agree with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like she's dealing with a lot of shit. The only take I would say is that I think like our generation, because she is part of our generation, whatever. Like we handle these things a little differently.
I think she might be in the next generation.
What was she like?
She's 23. Yeah.
6 years.
She's Gen Y, 100%.
Okay, so
Like,
what?
five,
Gen
6
Y?
years younger than us.
Yeah, so I think she's the next
Yeah.
one. With a,
But still, it's the same. Like
Yeah.
got the same like kind of like
similar.
characteristics.
Yeah.
Like people that are like around our age and whatever like that. But like they handle like pressure and everything a little bit differently,
right.
as opposed to like people from the past
Right.
in a way. But I think just because like now like there's more like concern about mental health and everything that she's afforded this.
Right.
And she had to change.
True.
Interesting take. Go ahead, Bree.
I think that the easiest target for anybody is going to be a woman of color, specifically a black woman. We are expected to be the toughest person in the space. And when you talk about our generations being similar, you talk about her generation and our generation being similar, what you mean is we were raised past the point where we recognized that mental health was actually important.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference.
Right.
Now, you can they used to be able to sit and attack someone, but I've never seen someone try to attack a white female on basis of the same thing that they're attacking. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I totally get
like,
that.
and
Definitely.
if a white female athlete has a mental health issue and decides to quit completely, they're like, oh man, she take care of herself.
Yeah.
Round and round.
Black women do it,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, they're so weak. Why wouldn't they just take it? They want to be as good as men. They want to be athletes, right? Men are athletes. They want to be like that. You don't see these black dudes complaining.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, you really still don't see me as human.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
Yeah. It's like
1/3.
women are less than
1/3 to be exact.
So, like, that's 3/5.
3/5. 3/5.
It's about,
Same
The
math.
vote?
no. Similar though, yeah. The difference between the way that you approach a man and you approach a woman is based on the inherent differences. I don't care how good I am at a sport. I don't care how good I am as a speaker. I am more emotional than I am physical, and you are more physical than you are emotional.
Yes.
Right.
That's what separates men from women.
Right.
It's a fact.
Even though there's some emotional ass men.
But they find they're matching a more physical woman who's less emotional,
Yeah.
or a more physical man who's less emotional, whatever they decide.
Right.
But when I think about how easy it is to attack and how easily people of color and people who are quote unquote allies jump on the bandwagon of trying to crucify her in the media
Yep.
because of her response, you're saying it's not okay for her to be human? Shut the hell up and play tennis.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly
Yep.
what they say. Yep.
It's the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just shut up and
kudos to her for being able to show that vulnerability, because the more chances they get to see that we're human, the closer we get to being actually recognized as human.
It's fucked up that it has like this to take that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what else is funny? Because people are trying to use her swimsuit thing as saying like, oh, she's not as shy or as much as an introvert as we thought she was. I'm like, she's in a bikini. She's not answering questions. She's not being dagged at her personal life and professional life all the time. She's just taking pictures. So I hate it when they use that as like ammo. Like, oh, she's really just using us like so she can not talk to anybody. No.
yo, they be so mad, man, when people don't want to talk to them. The
Yeah.
players, they be so butthurt, man.
A
That
lot
shit
of
just be
because
hilarious.
a lot of these journalists be reaching.
Yeah.
There's an old clip that y'all should watch after this when fucking Jason Whitlock's fat ass
I knew you was
Serena
talking about
Williams?
asked the
Kobe.
question to Kobe, and Kobe told
Oh.
him like, "Yo, bro, that's a Bikram yoga stretch. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Like he didn't
Yeah.
he didn't like say what are you talking about, but like it was so far off base, and the question had no like where did that even come from,
Well,
bro?
that's because he has a personal agenda. He didn't like
Yeah.
And also,
He didn't like
Well, he liked Kobe until Kobe said, "Nigga, fuck you."
and
I don't care about
Whitlock,
you. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to sit down one on one and interview with you. Like, who are you?
Absolutely.
Like, he did that with LeBron too. Before LeBron like denied him and like called him like fraudulent and said his writing was weak because he used to write heavenly things about LeBron. As soon as he got to Fox, wrote him that conservative Rupert Murdoch check, he switched his whole shit up. Like, fuck that nigga, man. Like,
Yeah.
But that's also the same guy who's like, oh, Serena Williams would be a better tennis player if her butt wasn't so big.
yeah.
You heard that one, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nah, man,
It wasn't for a big old
At that
butt.
point,
Like, there's
at
some
that
white
point,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was cooning.
Yeah, he cooning.
He Daffy Duck.
And I hate using those
like
words,
saying
man.
It's
But
true, though.
I know I hate
It's
exactly.
true,
I
bro.
hate using the word coon. But
It's
there's
true.
no
If
other
it
way
walks
to
like a
explain
duck,
exactly. There's no other way
quack
to
like a duck,
explain
it is
how
like
he
a duck.
talks. You don't say that. I don't care what you say.
About a woman's body and then a black woman's body at
She's
that.
the greatest of all time.
Of all time.
The greatest,
Men, women, double, singles, don't matter. She has the most everything.
greatest of all
Her
time.
fucking trophy case is 3 cases. That's crazy. By herself. By herself. And then her and Venus got their own shit. Like, they both in the Hall of Fame, bro. And I'm watching that King Richard shit when
And
it
just
dropped.
to make it out of Compton.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Like, the fuck?
Rest in peace,
Like, you know what
rest in
I'm
peace to their sister Yetunde too, man. That
Yeah,
shit's
rest in
crazy.
peace.
But that King Richard, yo, watch that when it comes out. I don't care how crazy that wig
Oh,
looks on
yeah,
Will
yeah,
Smith.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
I don't
watch
care
it.
how crazy that wig looks. We gonna watch
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And wig look crazy.
Definitely gonna watch
Oh,
it.
he out there looking like an
When he
Ali
commit-
hybrid, don't he?
Yeah.
He still got to look like Ali.
Yeah, but when he commits and puts on a wig, you know that shit's about to be fire.
Oh, yeah, man. Can't wait to see that shit.
I got a
man.
list of things I need to watch. I need to watch the documentary though.
Yeah, Balance of Palace definitely get on that.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah, we pressed for time since we started late and everything, but what is it? Yeah, at the end of our shows, we like to do put-ons. Like, we like to put on the listeners to, like, any dope shit that we either watched, read, or listened to. So, you got anything?
Put-ons?
Yeah.
Nigga, not
You
really.
got
I mean,
any shows? Like, dates you want to put on?
oh, of course, I could do
Yeah,
that.
there we go,
I could
there
do
we
that. That's different.
Yeah.
You didn't lead with that. No,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, that's dope shit.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of shows, I'm headlining Troop next Sunday, August 29th. Free show, pull up to that.
With JB, right?
Yes, sir. I'll be at Mohegan Sun on September 2nd, and I am hosting a stage for PVD Fest at Fatherland Park the second Thursday of September. I forgot what date that is, but I'll be doing that as well. That might even be Friday. I'm lying. That's Friday, September 4th. So big week, but that's also a free show. But
Labor Day weekend, right?
yeah, so we out here. We litty. We litty. We litty, goddammit. And then, yo, if you got HBO Max, anything on HBO Max is good, bro.
Yeah,
I done binge watched The Fresh Prince. I done watched Euphoria. I done rewatched The Wire, Game of Thrones for the
Wire
1000th time. Like, just there's some heat on there. Bait is on HBO Max right now. Watch Bait.
Jimmy Fox?
Yeah, that's just like
Okay.
watch
Bait.
I haven't watched Bait in a while.
I have that movie.
on VHS or DVD.
DVD.
You got it on DVD?
DVD.
My nigga got it on DVD.
I got that shit.
All right,
It was
Bree.
like $2.
Word. As it should be. Bree.
You can't tell me that this is put on time and me not promote the pregame.
Oh, of course, of course.
So I have to say, Pregame Podcast is on everything that you could possibly listen to. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Google Podcasts. It's on Spreaker. It's on SoundCloud. It's on Spotify. Wherever you listen to podcasts, the Pregame Podcast is on there. In addition, socials. Well, my social is Brito on Instagram. That's where you can catch me on Instagram sometimes. Oh, I'm used to having a conversation. We used to yeah, on Instagram you can follow me, Brito. Also, I do spoken word, poetry. Don't have all the details for my show, so I won't say it now. But if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know about it.
You'll figure it out. You'll find out.
So you might as well just follow me on Instagram so you can at least know about it.
Word, right? I know you heard that.
Another thing I like to put people on is, remember, it's not even a specific thing, but I think as we become adults, we become so focused on what we have to do every day and what we have to get done that we forget to focus on what we love to do when we were younger, and make time for yourself to do what you love or have once loved. That's my piece.
Word. That's facts.
That is
How the
facts.
fuck do you follow that up?
I follow that up. Hey, I ain't even got any put-ons.
What's the fuck new? That's right on brand.
I know, right?
Alright, man.
I'm a worker, dog. That's all I do.
Nigga, I work too, nigga.
Nah,
You gotta live, bro.
no.
Alright, man. My put-ons, man. You know me, music guy, man. Go check out Fat Joe and DJ Drama dropped a cool little tape. What is it? What's it called? What Would Big Do 2021, man. It's just pretty good. I got all the working formulas. It's old school songs, but it's rebranded,
Gotcha.
like modernized.
So it's like Biggie duets.
Yeah, in a way. It's got like that old.
Yeah, in a
school,
way.
like, it got that old school, like, you know, like how they like to flip the old records. Like it got that nice, like, you know, Sunday cleaning music that he kind of like put his like flow on and shit. It's just pretty dope. It's just pretty dope. Again, go listen to King Disease 2, man. That's been on rotation since it dropped. Go check out Suicide Squad. That shit was pretty dope. It's on HBO Max if you don't feel like going to the movies. It's a cheap ass. Titan season 3 just started, and Godfather of Harlem came back, man. Go check that out about Bumpy Johnson, man. It finally came back, so go check that out, man. Season 2.
Yep.
It's dope. And Dave is dope too. The Little Dicky Show. Just pretty funny.
Alright.
Other than that, man, thank y'all for rocking with us, man. SoundCloud, YouTube, man. Sorry Mr. F wasn't able to make it. We gotta close this out. Thank you, Pregame, for coming through.
Thank you for
man.
having us, brother. Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. We gotta have you guys come back when we got the full crew.
Word.
100%. Because we was only, 50 cents. We wasn't full buck.
Yep.
Yeah, my man's trying to get that haircut, man. And I know how valuable a hairline is to a brother. So I ain't trying to cock block him, man. We out, man. YouTube, SoundCloud, hit us up, man. Thank y'all.
Peace.
And we'll get the sound working next week.
I gotta bring this chair back.
Go home.
About to kiss ass.
Nah, I gotta go check out
Yeah, man. That chick I'll see.
Oh yeah, I have one.